You're alone in your living room. The lights are off. The muted blue glare of the TV reminds you of just how helpless you really are. Thunder shrieks. The wind howls. Oh, yeah. And the attic creaks. Creakity, crackity. A knock at the door surprises you. Hey, we didn't order any pizza, brother. You stand up, and the door crashes open, and the murder crew enters your home. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They tell jokes, pop culture references, and start mansplaining some of the most vile true crimes you've ever heard of. You listen to them unsure at first, but you're relaxing into it. Pretty soon, you're laughing, horrified, and strangely turned on. Oh, yeah. At some point, they realize they've forgotten to introduce themselves. So make room in your heart for Grant, Jamie, Austin, Carlton, Joseph, and the friends, lovers, and or acquaintances they pressure into hanging out like your creepy boss that has no friends. Come on out, you rapist! Make room for murder. Oh, yeah.
Okay, for today's opening bit, we are doing a round of FMK. Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay, cool. That's what we're doing.
I say, Sam, you're reading today's horoscope. You should pick who goes first.
We're reading horoscopes and doing fuck, marry,
You'll
kill?
see. You'll see.
Yeah, what's it? Yeah.
HORROR. All right. I'll see.
Yeah. I think Grant should go first.
Okay, cool. So I have no fucking clue about my horoscope, so then we'll just go straight on to fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, no, I'm doing the horoscope.
Really easy.
Yeah.
For me, personally, it's very easy. So we fuck Joseph, we marry Sam, we kill Austin, and then I don't really give a shit about Jamie.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
I have a feeling that that's going to be a very common theme. I think I'm going to die a lot today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's just more so I want that Duke forever.
Yeah,
when it
no,
comes
I
to
get
Sam.
that. No,
Yeah,
I'm a one-night stand
I
kind of
think
guy.
you'd be a good lay, but...
No, thank you.
That's a nightly
I tried.
endeavor for me. You know what I mean?
Bing, bang, boom. Well,
That's the secret.
Well, Jamie.
Okay, so whenever I get a little too drunk, as you guys know, I like to...
I knew the wrestling was just a pretense for trying to fuck me.
I did too. I could see it.
I
could see it.
Knew it.
I fantasize and think about how to kill Joseph.
Oh.
Oh, kill. I thought it was
He
fuck.
doesn't just fantasize.
Oh,
he
I-
talks about it a lot.
About killing you?
Yeah, to my face, he's just like, I'd probably hit you with a baseball bat. And I'm like, yeah, that would do it.
Jamie's over here thinking, can I do all three to one person?
So
I think it'd be Joseph.
I'm going to go ahead and kill Joseph because that might be my only chance.
If you can.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can. That's what I'm
You
saying.
can.
You
Yeah,
can take the best shot.
So kill Joseph. You know what? Sam's got the dump. So Sam, yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah,
You're getting so much action right now.
yeah.
You said that this was my most unfuckable outfit I've worn, and
I didn't say those exact words.
Did you say
mostly
that?
did.
Because he's got a great outfit on
He
right
said that
now.
to me. It was mostly the Crocs.
Is the Crocs?
I like him.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right.
I didn't clock him at first, but
They're good.
Dickies with Crocs, some Crockies.
That's what I'm saying.
What are they? Leopard print? What is it?
I think they're like
Cheetah print?
like tiger or zebra. I'm gonna go with tiger.
I have the theory that like whenever a woman wears like leopard print, tiger print, or whatever, it's like a red flag immediately.
Well, the girl who gave me these was a pretty big walking red flag.
I'd say it's pink.
But
It's a pink flag.
But in the an old situationship gave me these Crocs. But in the words of my father, always keep the gifts. It was a good pair of Crocs. I'm gonna keep wearing them.
That's some
it doesn't
weird
belittle-
fatherly advice.
Well, he told it to
like that.
during a time when my sister and her now husband were like not doing very well, and they were like engaged, and they were like talking about splitting up. She just said something about giving the ring back. He says, "Keep the jewelry. Always keep the jewelry."
That is some sound fatherly advice.
was good.
It's very pragmatic.
It was
I like
super
it.
pragmatic.
Yeah.
He's like, no. You keep the jewelry. You can sell it. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. My dad is old Italian. He's like, don't give away the money, you idiot. Yeah.
I'm on Mr. Capasso's side. That is
Yeah.
some solid advice.
That's what I'm saying.
I have a few gifts that I'm just like, yeah, this is a nice coat or like a nice whatever, you know?
It's
like,
yours now.
Yeah, and it's like, honestly, I like it more than I like my ex whatever, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
So it's like,
right.
I mean, I'm going to make new memories with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I will survive.
Yeah. bad relationships sometimes mean good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
You know what? I think I'm gonna marry Grant here.
No, that's very sweet.
Yeah, like I feel like he's really gonna take care
Now
of
I
me.
feel terrible after what I said.
And Austin, I think
Just wait till my turn. You'll feel bad.
you and I were gonna be really good friends. We're gonna go watch Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I can accept that.
yeah. I might cheat on Grant with you and be like, "Don't tell him."
I wouldn't tell him.
Well,
Austin would
that's-
dome you during into Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't tell Grant.
Oh, I ain't doing.
And then
the
you'd go
domino.
to his house for dinner and look him right in the eye. You fuck.
Now
Well,
hold
see,
on.
so
actually,
this is
hang
the
on.
important thing.
It's
to
gonna be
know.
like this is
This is what would
Brokeback
happen.
Mountain.
This is what would happen.
It's gonna
You
be
ready
like
for what would
Brokeback
happen?
Mountain, but like there's like.
So
I'm cheating on my gay husband with another gay man, but we're gonna be like we're going on a fishing trip.
So
And then the horse gets involved.
But see, this is
guess.
what
I
this is
don't
what
know.
happens, and I'm the horse. Thank you. So we're watching.
sweetie.
We're watching the Spider-Verse, right?
That's nice.
The
for
only
you.
reason why Jamie's cheating on me or cheating on Grant with me is because I mean you have to look at the dynamic here. I mean I feel like Jamie would probably be the alpha in this situation here, but he doesn't necessarily always want to be. And then he would come take me to Spider-Verse and then just take it. That's
Okay,
That's
I see.
why.
Well, now I do need to say the most important thing in marriage is honesty. All right, we can have an open situation going on here.
See,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that about
Look,
you, Grant.
We can
See,
all three of
that's
us have a
why
good time.
Grant's
All
getting
five of
married.
us can have
Yeah,
a good time.
I think we
Just
would
don't
all
you
have a great
dare
time.
lie to me. Don't
Yeah.
you dare lie
well,
to me.
first I'll cheat on you, then I'll come clean, then we'll have awesome makeup sex, and then it'll be
it
open
up.
relationship.
And then I
Okay,
get
okay,
invited?
That sounds good.
I would love to fucking
No,
both
because
of
you
you.
You've
ruined
already
it.
spurned
You're
me,
the one that
all
ruined
right?
it.
No.
Yeah.
I was on your side and said I wasn't going to tell anybody, and then you came clean.
Yeah, now
okay.
you're a bad memory.
Whose fault is that?
This is why
Whose
I kill
fault
Austin.
is that?
It all makes
It wasn't
sense.
my fault.
coming together.
It wasn't my fault. I wasn't the one who was married. Okay.
All right, Austin.
Well, on that note,
Not fucking Jamie.
all right. Let me take a good look around the fucking room here.
Don't mind me.
All right. Put some sleeves on.
It's hot.
It is
It's
so
like
hot.
90
It
degrees.
is very
up there.
warm. I really don't
This
want to
is
wear
not
it.
great.
Just for that titty, I'm killing you. I'm killing you.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I saw it, and it was not pleasant.
You send the hair around
accidental
here.
nip
You
slip.
you didn't like that?
Yeah,
Oops.
usually like I like getting flashed a titty or two, but that was not fun. So yeah, sorry,
Barry
Grant,
doesn't
you're
like
dead.
pale with hair.
And then
Weird.
I'd probably fuck Jamie and marry Joseph.
wow. Okay.
Aw, thanks, man.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do with Sam?
Sam,
Saw, dude.
I think I'd probably call you up and we'd have a beer about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let me down easy, man. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah,
Just,
like-
just straight up.
Yeah.
You know?
It'd
Do
be
you have
like,
to sound
I love
stressed
you,
about it?
but
Like,
I'm not in love with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was more so like
look at us
dealing
go
with
having open, honest conversations.
Yeah, I mean, I want you around all the
Like
time.
you still
And
value each other.
Yeah.
You mean so much to me, and I'm going to let all of my partners know that you will be a part of my life. You know, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
because I love you so much.
See, I
but I'm
thought
not,
you were
like,
going with
in love with you.
Right.
the idea of
And it's like
having
you
to-
chose them,
right.
and they need to accept
Right.
the fact that you chose them.
I did.
And I'm just, you know,
Austin,
I'm
I
just
thought you
around.
needed
I'm
to
just
have
a
a
guy.
beer with Sam because of the trauma of killing me and fucking Jamie.
Oh, after the nipple, I was just, and I never thought about it again.
Oh my God.
moved on so fast.
What is wrong with you?
Hey Austin, what'd you do today? I ate
Well, that's kind of how my
breakfast,
last
I ran
relationship
some
ended. So,
errands.
like, I'm still kind of jaded by it.
With a
so-
kill?
Yeah. Well, with a kill, and
360
then
no scope.
yeah. Seriously,
went gun shopping, killed
I got-
Grant.
These goddamn red flag laws said I couldn't buy one after 3 days. I'm gonna wait.
Hey, you
This
know
bitch
what?
is worth it.
I got sniped doing what I love, and that way I died happy. You know,
Nice.
she did me a favor,
There you go.
Nice.
All right, Joseph.
bitch.
I'm gonna kill Jamie
Why?
Sure.
because I'm gonna whisper, "I got you first,"
Damn.
right as the light leaves your eyes.
Damn.
I'm gonna fuck Austin. Actually,
Nice, nice.
No, nice.
I'm
Finally,
I'm gonna
goodness.
climb you like a tree, I'm gonna turn you inside out, boy.
I am totally the sub in that situation. I would like
100%. If you could see what I'm seeing in my head right now.
Like, I imagine
buy a ticket to the mental movie I got going.
I just imagine you walking into a room where he's just full Buffalo Bill in it and just like holding himself out in that with just his arms behind him,
with like a nice gossamer robe kind of.
And he says, "I won't have to fuck me tonight."
Right.
Because you're doing it, Datey, and he calls you Datey the whole time,
Okay.
like a squid belly.
I just imagine, Joseph's foot on the back of my head.
I'm a foot. Yeah, dude. Foot.
And he says, "Fucking taking me from behind." He is clapping those cheeks,
That is
bro.
exactly what would happen.
I am
And then
so
he
glad
says, "I'll see
you're
you at
killing me now."
6:30 in the morning.
Well, I'm gonna make you
But
watch
you're
me
in
fuck
the
Austin.
room, dude. Why do you think you have to be put down?
Yeah.
It's a mercy.
Like the
Kelso.
whole time, I'm just like, "You guys done yet?" Because
Not even close.
I'm ready to die.
Oh no, dude, you're watching, then you die. And then because you didn't say I couldn't, I'm gonna marry Sam and Grant.
Oh,
Because honestly,
Because this
you
is
didn't say I couldn't.
2023.
It's 2023.
throuple,
We're gonna have
baby.
an open, ethical, non-monogamous relationship. Because honestly, I think you guys are both so caring and sweet and offer so much in your own different ways. And I could see myself coming home to both of you guys.
Yeah, well, we're gonna make a great throuple.
I think so.
I think so too.
I didn't realize that you could do two. I would have added you to the marriage.
Here's the
if I could
box
do
that
two.
you're in. You got to think outside of it.
Dude, I don't know if you know this, but reality's not real. You can do whatever you want.
This is a completely hypothetical game. We're killing each other and nutting in each other's faces.
I like the idea of Joseph coming home and be like, "So the house is still dirty. 2 of you, huh? Still dirty. No dinner, huh?
2 of you guys, and food's not ready, supper's non-existent, and I'm looking at the same patch of dirt that I was yesterday.
Oh, we're gonna Uber Eats again. Oh, yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Wendy's? Oh, yeah. I
cool.
love Wendy's.
What's the vegetarian?
5 nights out of the week.
I can totally afford that. I can totally afford.
And what's the vegetarian option? Grilled cheese off the kids menu. Fucking thanks, guys. I appreciate your goddamn consistency at fucking me in the ass.
And I say you're welcome. as I peacefully build my Legos in the corner, ignoring your temper tantrum.
That's why we work.
I probably wouldn't even be there. I'd be doing 9 other things.
Their children are in the background. This is what they hear in the background.
I wanted to move to Florida, you son of a bitch.
Yes.
Why the fuck are we still here?
Am I being
Because
suspiciously specific? I'm sorry.
Sunburn easily, and you know that. Florida's not for me.
They're playing weed tennis for some reason.
But it's like still like 20 years in the future. It's just. Do you think they're almost done?
No, they do this every Saturday.
Should we go to our rooms?
No, you stay where you are and you keep playing. And don't
We're
let your
a family.
father. Don't let your father ruin your
stay
evening.
in the living room.
You know he's going to tucker himself out after he screams for a solid 45 minutes, and then he'll fall asleep with a beer in his hand, and you can continue to do what you do.
I've become my father.
Dad?
What?
Dad, are you getting a divorce?
God, I wish.
No, honey.
And it's your fault.
It's your fault. You did this.
If only you were a better kid.
Jesus.
Oh.
Or if I loved you more.
That's almost as bad as what I'm going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Sam's turn.
Sam.
Oh yeah, I was gonna kill Grant, but you brought up Wendy's, so I'm fucking killing you. You know how upset I am right now. Every time I come to Grant's, I swing by Wendy's and they were down, and I was really excited about a Frosty.
System down.
Well, it's because I came prepared. I can't have dairy, but I brought dairy pills to eat them. Normally,
Nice. The Lactaid?
Yeah. Normally, I just have Narnar dumps in Grant's bathroom for about 45 minutes after eating a Frosty.
But
And I was
today
like,
he prepared.
Today prepared, and then they
And
weren't
Wendy's
fucking open.
wasn't fucking prepared.
so-
Isn't it the way you prepare for your Narnar dumps?
Yeah, dude. So clearly,
you can't even have them.
God wants me to fuck up your bathroom.
I think so.
God did that.
Seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Seems
So
to be
I'm
the case,
sorry,
yeah.
Grace. I'm sorry in advance. Okay.
You guys have other bathrooms?
Yeah, not for you.
No, we do not. There's only one toilet in this house.
There's one toilet, and I'm fucking it up after a Frosty.
I got a weird thing about pooping in other people's places, but I will go in there and take a piss and say hi to Janis Joplin. It's kind of my favorite thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
I love
fair.
taking a piss here.
That's why I put her there.
It's pretty great.
Okay, so you're
Grace
killing
put it
me.
there?
What
Oh
else
yeah,
you
I'm
got?
killing you. I'm fucking Mr. Smokes because I mean, like, who doesn't want to see these two mountains of muscle just mushing up against each other?
Fucking A,
That's
man.
I don't think
That's
it's a lot.
right.
I don't think there's a lot of mushing. There's a lot of
I agree.
pounding.
There's a lot of pounding.
A lot of like
There's
just
also some gentle mushing.
Right.
there's gentle mushing. And then I'm
You gotta
gonna
pace
I'm gonna
yourself.
marry Austin because me
Whoa.
and my therapist have a lot to work out that we haven't gotten to yet. So where I am at right now in my life, I'll probably be marrying Austin.
Yeah, you want to keep your therapist employed for a while.
Morgan's great. She needs my money.
Boy, did we have a week today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. I'm flattered, and we'll go have a beer about it.
Okay.
How about that?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
See, you didn't get killed every time.
I was.
See,
Maybe
and
I
then
should
I get to
think-
go to
maybe
my
I should think
therapist.
more.
He
Maybe you should
keeps
value yourself.
forgetting
Maybe I
that I
should
don't
value
drink
myself
now.
more.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Keeps trying to give me beer.
That's what I do.
I'm sober.
That's my job.
Hang on. So
It is literally his
Babe,
job.
I think
It
I
is true.
might stop drinking. You do whatever you want, babe. I support you. You want a beer?
Yeah.
so
Sorry, have it.
does no one want to
Love
marry
you.
me? Did I remember that correctly?
Did you not get married at all
I think I
today?
got married.
I don't know if you
Oof. This turned into something very different.
did. We could talk about
The
it
most
if you want.
killable character here.
Yeah.
I
you
thought
keep
that was me.
You keep bringing up Wendy's.
That's
Yeah,
on
the
me.
Hey, man, everyone deserves a crown, and you got one today.
It's true.
And no one can take that from you. You're the most killable person at this table, and that's yours.
All your friends hate you the most.
Jamie, you were
Isn't
literally
that being
telling
proud
me.
of?
I don't think it's necessarily hate. I think it's mercy.
No, I think it's also the other day you were literally telling me how funny you thought arguing with people was.
Yeah.
And like how so many of your habits seem to be like focused around like how funny you think it is to poke people.
Unfortunately, that is true.
That
And
gets you killed a lot in
and
these
I think-
circumstances.
And I think 9 out of 10 times that's going to lead to you getting like capped, bro.
It's
Yeah.
true. Actions
Yeah.
have consequences.
Yeah.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Oh, I got a story for you guys about that later.
Pour one out. Doesn't count. Don't pour one out.
Okay. So what's our horoscope?
It don't count.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
pull it out later.
I've been doing this thing with my friends for a while where I just give them horoscopes from all the characters from New Girl.
Oh, now this I like.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
this
yeah,
a lot.
I did Grant's Winston's son, Nick Moon, Schmidt Rising.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
No, that's spot fucking on.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Thank you. Joe, you're definitely a Winston son.
Yep.
Schmidt Rising or Schmidt Moon, Nick Rising.
Okay. I've never seen New
Yeah,
Girl.
no, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I love New Girl.
Okay.
I've seen it
Yeah.
several times. It's actually a very good show.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rotten Tomatoes rating is like a 97 or something like that. It's
Damn,
crazy.
it's pretty good.
It's a
95.
really well written show.
95%, yeah.
95. There we
Nice.
go. Very
Nice.
well
Well,
written
thank
show.
you.
Jaime, you are okay. So, do you remember? You've seen the show before, right?
I've only seen one episode.
Okay. Well, in I believe the second. No, it's either the second or the first season. Jess, Zoe Deschanel's character, has a coworker who's this tiny little blonde woman who calls marijuana jazz cigarettes. That's your son.
Yep, I agree with that. You're talking about the woman that was in the office as well, right?
No, the woman that was in Lucifer. She plays the therapist in Lucifer.
Yes.
Her.
Uh-huh.
That's your son for sure. And then
I'm with you there.
Yeah. And then you're Nick Moon Schmidt Rising.
Is that good?
It is what it is.
See, I feel like
Horoscopes are neither good nor bad.
Oh, okay.
They are how you, except for Austin's. Yours is your son is. There's like this character who's the maintenance man of the building, and he's constantly trying to
Have a threesome with
He's
the
have a threesome
roommates,
with
yeah.
any of the characters, any two of the characters.
So far, the scans.
That's your sun sign. Your moon sign is this exotic dancer that Nick dated for a brief period of time, who turned out to be
Oh, the
deeply
crazy
troubled.
one.
The crazy
Yeah, yeah,
one,
yeah.
and then oh damn it, I just had your rising. Who was it? Oh yeah, the girl who just keeps the shots girl from the one episode who she's very famous. What's her goddamn name? She was in that reboot of Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. What's that fucking show? Parker. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, in-house producer.
Parker Posey.
Yeah.
Parker Posey plays a Shots girl in one episode where she's just going, shots, stupid idiots. Everybody drink shots. That's your rising sun. So yours is bad, but everyone else's is neutral.
There's not a Jess in the house. That's fun.
Not a single Jess in
this
this
day
house.
and age when people
Is
are
that good
trying
to
to
not have any
people
Jesses?
tell
No,
you,
it is what it is. They
It
are
is what
neither
it
good
is.
nor
Right,
bad
right,
unless
right.
you're Austin, in which case yours is bad.
In case it's
What's
bad.
in
What's
this day and
Joseph's?
age when everybody's trying to preach to be more sexually open, and you're dogging me from trying to have a threesome with
It's
any
not
of you?
the act. It's the act of the pursuit that is the issue.
Well-
it's not the end result you're trying to get to. It's the
Boom, discourse.
I was raised
Boom.
at
The way
I was
you're
raised in a
asking.
very conservative household, and I'm trying to
here it
break free
goes.
from that.
There's
trying to break free.
Yeah, it's fine. But there's a thought called thought versus responsibility. I'm sorry. What fault versus responsibility? It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility
Well,
to
I'm
change.
trying. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, you're doing
Dropping
a really bad
knowledge
job.
and wisdom.
Be better.
Boom. Do it.
Sam, did you do Joseph?
Yeah, he did.
I did.
He did. He was the second one, I think.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll
he was.
Google it later.
Nice. Anyway,
Anyway,
today's
So-
episode is led by the wonderful Grant.
Yay!
Grant, you got a story for us today?
Yeah, it is kind of long and it's fucking brutal. Just so everybody knows.
Long and brutal. Like what I'm going to do to Austin.
Yeesh.
Yeah,
He's just
very
talking
good.
about his
Very
cock.
good. So let's see if I can do a little bit of a little wrestler thing. I'm really bad at impressions, but it's fun to try.
Yeah.
It's fun to try every now and
Knock
then.
it out, man. We'll edit it if it's bad,
Good deal.
or we won't.
So in this corner is a group of slightly funny people. And in the other corner is one of Russia's most prolific serial killers, a monster who sexually abused, tortured, killed, and mutilated at least 52 women and children for roughly 12 years.
What's this guy's horoscope?
The Butcher of Rostov, the Rostov Ripper, the Red Ripper, Andrei Chikatilo.
Three cheers for Andre.
that was really good.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was
appreciate it.
really, really good.
But for real, this is a rough one. Listener
If
discretion
this is the guy that I'm
advised.
thinking of, this is going to be a real slug through
Yeah.
the mud and blood.
It's super fucked up. It's fun because like
Mud and blood,
if
yes.
It makes you feel like better to get through. It makes it easier to get through this. I like to think of him as the Bizarro Andre, where like real world Andre is Andre the Giant, who is the pinnacle for all things that are good, and this Andre is the pinnacle for all things that are bad.
I'd like to interject with I just watched Twins again. So good.
Hang on,
Yeah.
twins like with
With
Arnold
Schwarzenegger and DeVito.
Oh, I love that
so
movie
good.
so
Sarah
much.
had never seen it.
I've
And I
never
was like,
seen it.
we're watching it right.
Well,
You
they
have
look-
got
I've
to
seen
watch
that
it
one.
before
So
it
they're
gets
twins.
off
They
Netflix.
look identical, obviously. So
But
it works.
So good.
They're twins. The very basic with no spoilers is the joke is that DeVito is basically the garbage genes and everything that the worst that humanity has to offer, and he was like the afterbirth after
Right.
Schwarzenegger came
Right.
out. So
Tight.
going off what you said, I'm picturing Andre the Giant's mother gave birth to what I only assume was a 30-pound baby, and then like she was just like, wait, there's more, and just like pressed on her stomach, and then Andre Chikatilo shot out, and he just scrabbled off into the corner like
pretty good.
hissing.
Yeah. That's actually exactly how.
That's not too far off from the truth, although he's not a twin. But in all seriousness,
That you know of.
listener discretion highly advised. Just in case anybody wants, if there's a kid in the room, like by all means.
Why would
please,
there
God.
be a fucking kid in the room if
I
they're
just need
listening
to make
this?
sure. All right,
No,
I need to
I
do
feel
my
like
due
if they've
diligence.
made it this far, they know what we're about.
no.
I
If
hope
you
so.
If we have
Hope
any
so.
children audience members that are this far deep into it, I guess just keep it under wraps and keep doing what you're doing.
yeah, if
that's
there's
true.
a kid listening to us without their parents' permission, cool.
Yeah,
You're a cool kid.
Right,
You should
cool
keep
kid.
doing whatever.
Yeah.
You
You
should
should
go
smoke
I was
cigarettes.
about to say smoke a cigarette while you're listening to this. Yeah.
Just keep those headphones in there, Johnny.
Just deep. And if your parents ask what you listen to, you say, fuck you, mom, and run to your room. And you say, you're not my real dad. Even if he is your real dad, it's going to get him all guessing.
They'll throw them off, and then your mom and dad will have an argument, and guess who can slide under the radar outside to go see their older boyfriend? You.
While you're listening to Murder Schmurder.
Yeah, plug us into the aux jack. See if your creepoid boyfriend who's old enough to buy booze likes us.
Yeah.
He probably does. He's
And this-
probably subscribed.
And this has been a dip into mine and Joseph's childhoods. Yeah.
So, Andrei Chikatilo was born on October 16th in 1936 in the village of Yabluchny in the Sumy Oblast of the Ukrainian SSR.
Nice.
At the time of his birth, Ukraine was in the grip of a famine caused by Joseph Stalin's forced collectivization of agriculture. Chikatilo's parents were both collective farm laborers who lived in a one-room hut. They received no wages for their work, but instead received the right to cultivate a plot of land behind the family hut.
Sweet.
Tight.
He was also born with water in his brain and brain lesions.
Hold on. Water in his brain.
In his brain?
Inside of his brain.
Like
He
there
was-
was a hollowed out little bit of his
Yeah.
brain?
No,
What do you
no,
mean?
no, that's
Like water?
No, elaborate.
thing.
You're a doctor
Like he was
now.
born with a case of wet noodle?
Fine. You make me
that's the
skip
thing.
ahead.
There was
No. We'll get to it when we
no.
get to it. We'll
We're
get to it
gonna
when we get to it. We'll get to it when we get to it.
There's a
We'll
famous
get to it. We'll
king
get to it.
that was born with water in his brain, and like when they died, I forget this guy's name, but when they died, they did an autopsy,
Look.
and his heart was the size of like a peppercorn or something like that.
A peppercorn?
Yeah.
You
You're making this up.
really
I'm not. I swear to God.
A
He was-
peppercorn?
that's actually
Okay, we don't have time. Let's keep going. We gotta push through.
you got to stop getting your information from the same place you get
So
your
anyways, he's got
well, fucking look it up.
he's got his little water brain and some brain lesions. So you definitely have like a real like silver spoon situation for old Chikatilo, you know. In a 2-year period right before he was born, roughly 4 million Ukrainians died of starvation.
And he wasn't one of them.
Just to paint a picture, you know. But quite
4 million.
surprisingly, his family seldom had sufficient food. Chikatilo himself later claimed not to have eaten bread until the age of 12, adding that he and his family often had to eat grass and leaves in an effort to stave off hunger. Throughout his childhood, Chikatilo was repeatedly told by his mother, Anna, that prior to his birth, an older brother of his named Stepan had, at the age of 4, been kidnapped and cannibalized by starving neighbors.
Damn.
Was that like one of those don't talk to
Jesus
strangers thing,
fucking
or was
Christ,
that
Austin.
for real?
Well, so there's some speculation around all this. Some people say it was like a cousin of his. Some people say it didn't actually ever happen. But Chikatilo is part of his childhood.
Right.
You know what I mean? That
He
was
believed
a
that
story.
regardless of
exactly.
whether or
Like
not
his
it happened.
mom said that.
And he was
So
a
if it was
malnourished
like a-
wet brain.
Right, exactly.
he
Also,
was,
it was
yeah.
Charles III. Why specifically, Austin, did you hand me your phone? Everybody here made fun of you. Why am I getting the phone in the middle finger?
It was Charles
I just
III,
wanted
though.
It was Charles III.
III.
It was Charles
French
III.
Charles III?
With the heart of the size of peppercorn, it was on Google. It must
First thing
be
that
true.
popped up, actually.
Must be true.
First thing that popped up.
Must be true.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, and
So everybody in this room, would you kindly apologize?
Eat a bag of asses. Let's carry on.
I knew that fact. I wasn't chastising you there.
Wait,
that was
Well, you
real.
didn't have my back. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm
you
trying to
knew
read a
that
story.
fact?
We're trying to stay on topic over here.
Yeah.
We
Let's
got
get
3
rid of it.
hours. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
So when the Soviet Union entered the Second World War, Chikatilo's father, Roman, was conscripted into the Red Army. He would later be taken prisoner after being wounded in combat. Between 1941 and 1944, Chikatilo witnessed some of the effects of the Nazi-occupied Ukraine, which he described as horrors, adding he witnessed bombings, fire, shootings, from which he and his mother would hide in cellars and ditches. On one occasion, Chikatilo and his mother were forced to watch their own hut burn to the ground.
And then those same Nazis in Ukraine just stayed.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Also, it's like, but oh no, my hut burned down. You just built another one out of mud the next day.
To be fair, yeah, you didn't
It is
really
a
lose
hut.
much.
Yeah, it's a fucking hut.
You know,
bro.
funny enough, there's not much said about the rebuilding process. I'm pretty sure it was like a week. And
Yeah.
they were back in their little hovel.
It's
Yeah.
just, it was probably just some dickhead Nazis. I wonder if burned down hut meant like, we're going to kick off your little sticks over now. And then they just like, all right. And it was just like when Piglet comes and pushes Eeyore's house over every 3 days.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
did they have the book, The Three Little Pigs, back in those days? Because, I mean, like two little pigs,
No.
hay, stick. It's not a good foundation for a home.
They might have. Hans Christian Andersen probably wrote that down somewhere.
Yeah, he was on the Disciples, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I think he was the one that sold Jesus out.
that makes sense.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm gonna sing Under the Sea when I'm pointing at Jesus, and you guys will know which one to crucify."
Yeah, he actually wrote that in his more radical days. The Three Little Pigs were like actually just some cops that he knew that he actively destroyed their houses.
Yeah.
During Jesus times. They were Jesus cops.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
So, Papa at war, Chikatilo and his mother shared a single bed.
What?
He also was a chronic bedwetter.
Hold on, real quick. Pause. You said him and his mom were sharing a bed together. Should we put a little bit over the next little bit that you're reading?
You know, as fucked up as he is, there's no talk of any kind of incest or anything like that.
Don't try to besmirch
I'm
Chikatilo's
so
name.
sorry.
No.
How dare I?
Okay.
No besmirching. Besmirch all you want. It's just the one thing he didn't do.
I'm
you know?
going to
He's
go on
not a
record.
motherfucker.
I'm saying he
Exactly.
did it. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
say it.
lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lie about him.
Dude, besmirch this horrible man's name.
Cool.
all
Andre
day.
Chikatilo banged his mom
Perfect.
on record.
Right in front of his
Facts now.
dad, too.
No, but he was
Cite that source.
he was a chronic bedwetter, and his mother berated and beat him every time he did so.
Oh,
He was into it.
because he was peeing on her. I'd beat him too.
Right.
He just beat
but
on
it's,
me.
it's speculated that his waterlogged baby brain, or hydrocephalus, as we were asking about earlier, that's a neurological disorder caused by an abnormal buildup of cerebrospinal fluid in the ventricles deep within the brain. So again, it's in the goddamn brain. This excess fluid causes the ventricles to widen, putting harmful pressure on the brain's tissues. This could have been the cause for his bedwetting, urinary dysfunctions in general, and his erectile dysfunctions later in life.
Bummer.
Which that would be very
That
important.
guy's pee-pee
by
is
the way.
all out of whack.
His pee-pee's so out of whack, he kills a shitload of people.
It's always dick
That's
stuff.
kind of where
Always
it
goes
comes
back to the
from.
pee-pee.
Yeah.
It's always dick stuff. Why these guys are always murdering people.
Yeah. So I do want to just pose to the table. I know this is not hard for y'all, but let's start thinking of some good noodle dick zingers for the near future. okay?
Noodle dick
Noodle
zingers?
dick
Some noodle dick
zingers?
zingers, okay? You know.
Like the fettuccine floppy. Like
There
what
you
do
go.
we-
That's
okay.
perfect.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm liking it.
Like he's got a fupa, a fat upper pasta area.
That's
Hey,
it too. Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Hey.
That's very
All right.
offensive to one person here at the table.
Watch it. Fucking watch it. All right? We're having a good time here, but you're crossing some goddamn lines.
You
all right?
marinara stained moron.
I will fucking slap the goddamn dirt off of you, buddy.
We'll come over
Very
there
good,
and
very
tear that
good.
tracksuit right off of you, motherfucker.
Unbelievable.
So, in 1943, Chikatilo's mother gave birth to a girl, Tatiana. Because
Nice.
of
Nice.
Chikatilo's father had been conscripted in 1941.
Oh, so some funny business happened.
Yeah. So many
See?
Ukrainian women
It's a
at the
sister-daughter.
time were raped by German soldiers during the war.
Oh,
That's
that's
sad
sad.
again.
So we're all pretty sure that Tatiana is the result of a rape committed by a German soldier.
God, Nazi
Not a
rape.
German soldier.
Sorry, a Nazi.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. As Chikatilo and
They're
his
not
mother
people.
There, no.
lived in a one-room hut, this rape may have been committed in Chikatilo's presence.
Probably.
Just
I'm-
painting a picture here.
I'm
you know?
going on record saying it was Chikatilo's daughter. I think Tatiana is his sister daughter because he's banging his mom.
So in
100%.
September of 1944, Chikatilo began his schooling. Although
You
shy,
know what's not full of water? That cock.
Gang, gang.
nice
Because
nice.
it's limp and it's sad.
Yeah, it is very limp inside. Forever. He was a very studious child.
Nerd.
He was physically weak and regularly attended
Pussy.
school
Double nerd.
in homespun clothing. And by 1946, with his stomach swollen from hunger resulting from the post-war famine, on several occasions, his hunger caused Chikatilo to faint, both at home and at school. And he was consistently targeted by bullies who regularly mocked him over his physical stature and timid nature and his nearsightedness. Apparently,
Good.
big old Coke bottle glasses.
Good,
So-
good,
know.
and good.
So, like, in the middle of this, horrific famine, everyone's getting shot and raped and beaten and, just essentially starved out. These kids still took the time to be like, this fucking dweeb deserves some extra hate.
He was bottom of the barrel of a
Yeah.
really shitty barrel.
everyone's in rough
I
spun
mean, look
clothing.
at it from
and-
his perspective, though. You're living in a time of famine. Your friends are getting raped. Your family's getting raped, and your wiener doesn't work.
Look,
Yeah.
I
That
would,
sucks, man.
probably kill some people.
Look, I'm looking at it from his perspective all the time. My glasses are super thick as well, but I'm not murdering 50-something people.
That's
But your
also
wiener
a good
works.
point.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Now, at home, Chikatilo and his sister were constantly berated by their mother. Tatiana later recalled that in spite of the hardships endured by their parents, their father was a kind man, whereas their mother was harsh and unforgiving towards her children. And unfortunately, he was mostly gone. So, the good one
war.
out the room,
Maybe they should have sent her to war.
Yeah, seriously, she probably would have won.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Now, Chikatilo developed a passion for reading and memorizing data.
That's
and
kind of surprising.
And often studied at home, both to increase his sense of self-worth and to
train.
compensate for his myopia, which often prevented him from reading the classroom blackboard.
Probably try to chill his mom out from trying to grab at him all the time too. Be like,
Look at
"Mom,
this
I'm-
quadratic formula. Fuck you, Andre. Shut up.
Yeah, like, Mom, I can't bang
Take
you
that
right
dick
now. I'm
out."
studying.
So that's the bitch you're gonna run with the whole show.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Great,
dude.
great,
Him
like it,
actively banging his mom.
Got
It's
it.
the only person his
I
dick
mean,
works with.
I don't know. It sounds like he's throwing a limp noodle down there, man. Like
Not for old Mama
not for
Chikatilo. Not for Mama Chikatilo.
But his intelligence became like a big part of his personality. You know, knowing that he was small and weak, he really latched onto the idea of being the smartest person in the room. You know.
Oh,
Now-
what a terrible combination for a personality.
Seriously, though. By his teens, Chikatilo was both a model student and an ardent communist. He was appointed editor of his school newspaper at age 14 and chairman of the People's Communist Party Committee just 2 years later. He was also relentlessly mocked for his chest. Apparently, he had bitch tits. So his classmates... yeah.
To use the
yeah,
medical
dude.
term.
Hell yeah.
So he was a scrawny, thick, like Coke bottle glasses dweeb who also had bitch tits.
and
Yes,
his wiener
sir.
doesn't work.
And
except
his
for his
wiener
mommy.
doesn't
And
work.
his
man.
wiener do not
He
work.
was just retaining a bunch of weird fluid, right? So he had weird big bitch tits. His belly was all round with water, and he had water in his brain. Like he's the world's shittiest Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
See,
Great.
I'm thinking it like this is pre.
Andre Chikatilo.
He also just to continue with my casting, he's played by the kid who played Beans.
Use the noodle.
Yeah,
Nice.
Young Chikatilo
So
is
I'm-
also
Yeah,
Beans.
Beans.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
pre
I like that.
him killing anybody, correct?
Oh, yeah, this is just him as a kid.
So I'm
Just killing his.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think this Chikatilo, I think this is the first neck beard that's ever existed.
Sure.
Oh, hey.
So like
Nero.
I feel bad for this guy right now because
Sure, you
everything in life is going terrible for him.
pictures.
Like he's the one wearing the fedora. He's the one going to the mall buying little like knives and being like,
Don't.
ma'am.
Oh,
Don't.
baby, he ain't buying shit. But I
Those-
get where you're coming from.
But what I'm saying is like he even if his junk ain't working, he still wants it to work. He still wants to
baby.
mac on girls. So he's doing his best. He's talking to girls, and they're like, "Boy, you smell like piss. What's wrong with you?"
I'm gonna go ahead and say those kids choose to put the fedoras on. So I don't know where you're all of a sudden like defending fedora kids.
So, because of his bitch tits,
Dude,
his
he kinda looks like
classmates.
Kevin Costner.
He does look like a rough Kevin Costner. a
Like
little
this
bit.
is definitely a Kevin Costner role.
Oh, yeah.
Why
we're-
does
we're looking at
Andre
pictures
Chikatilo
of
have
him
an
now.
IMDb page? Is the question I'd like to pose to
He
the
was
room.
interviewed.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine.
He was filmed in
I guess
a
that's
little
okay
interview
then.
documentary. Yeah.
Sorry, I was very confused.
So, his classmates
The
called
story
him.
takes a turn.
His classmates called him Baba, which
Baba?
which roughly translates to bitch. It's
Oh.
like a
not cute.
it's a Ukrainian mean term for a woman, pretty much.
That's wild because that means
Another
father
kid-
in
Yeah, no, isn't that strange?
You are Baba.
Arabic.
It does.
Yeah, so like
Man.
father like Baba.
There, pieces of the Tower of Babel just fell everywhere.
also-
you guys want to talk about the Lord?
It also means bottle in American for babies.
In American Baby,
An
it does mean
American
bottle.
baby, it means
also,
bottle.
It's
Thank you,
also
Sam.
Yeah, of course.
you know, it's
The
also,
linguist.
It's also hello in sheep.
Yeah.
I've always.
I hate
Boo. Good job on lowering the bar.
And that's also actually, I don't
pretty
like
good.
that in sheep.
That
Nice.
one was for the 13-year-old.
So, to make matters worse for this poor kid, and now
Gets worse.
Yeah, another kid saw his penis at the urinals one day.
Oh, no.
And
fuck,
told the
dude.
whole school he had a weird dick.
Man, kids don't change.
No, they don't. They never do.
It said-
Hey, this kid's taking a shit. No, I'm not. I took the fart. I just want to sit down. I'm tired.
Even though we all had a little book as a kid that was like, yeah, we all do.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's speculated that his foreskin was oddly shaped and/or colored.
He was a backwards boy. He was a broken, crooked backwards boy. It's awesome.
But he was also an avid reader of communist literature.
Gross.
Hell yeah, comrade.
Fucking gross.
Well, for him, that was cool.
Yeah.
So he was delegated to the task of organizing street marches. Although, I know, right? Can you imagine this shit?
what a little bitch.
Although Chikatilo claimed learning did not come easy to him due to headaches and a poor memory, he was the only student from his collective farm to complete the final year of study, graduating with an excellent grades in 1954.
It's not easy when you got a camel hump for a noggin.
That's what I'm saying. Was his head big, you said?
It's also easy to get
No,
good
it's just
grades
full of
when you
shit.
don't have any friends.
Just full of stuff.
Just full of liquid shit.
Remember that, children.
Just sloshing around everywhere.
Now, at the onset of puberty,
Just imagine the
Chikatilo-
teacher who's just like, "Oh, you're still coming. Oh, yeah, I've got a test ready for you."
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Is like he's just the last one in the classroom. You know, they've all decided to be pig shit farmers.
Yeah,
you know?
whatever.
And he's
kid
just
walks in,
He's
the
the last kid that's
teacher's
like,
just,
I don't know how to work a shovel. So what else you got for
They
me?
also made him. They made him chairman of parades. Yeah, is what they fucking did.
Which sounds like such a made up position
It
to
is.
just be like, just tell him he's chairman of parades or some shit.
You're
They
in, you're
told-
in charge of marches.
It's like there was a.
He likes books. I
Real-
don't know. I just give him something.
Real quick, one of my friends had an adopted brother who was a crack baby, and he worked at Taco Bell, and he was really shitty at it. And if you want to laugh, that's okay because he was also a total asshole.
Okay,
Fuck
great,
yeah,
'cause that's
dude.
hilarious. Go
But
ahead.
he worked at Taco Bell and he sucked really hard at it, and so they made him box manager, which just meant that he stayed in the supply closet and managed boxes. And he talks shit about it too. Like he's like, "That's right, I managed the boxes."
He's proud of it. He was
Yeah,
proud
he
of
was
it,
like,
yeah.
but he wasn't just proud of it. He was proud about it, and fuck you because you're not as good as him for managing the boxes like he does.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah,
I
dude.
love this guy. So at the onset
Teacher,
of
you didn't
puberty,
give any communist homework. God, I hate this kid.
This fucking kid. You know his dick's weird.
at the onset of puberty, Chikatilo discovered he had chronic impotence, worsening his social awkwardness and self-hatred.
I'm Andre. My dick doesn't work. Fuck.
God.
Did it again.
He was shy in the company of women. His first crush at age 17 had been a girl named Lilia Berisheva, I think.
What?
I know, I'm really bad at Russian.
Olivia Bruschetta?
No.
Is that what you just said to me?
Berisheva.
Sam just started paying attention.
Oh, God, I'm hungry.
You talking about fucking bruschetta over
You Italian fuck? No. it's Berisheva.
All right.
Someone say
Berisheva.
lasagna.
Also, just as a little side note, I maybe this is a weird kind of prejudice I have, but I'm just assuming all the men in this look like they're Andrew Chikatilo, and all the women are gorgeous because I think that's just how Eastern Europe works.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah,
the case,
all the women are supermodels. All the dudes look like they're made out of fucking bags of potatoes.
Yeah,
But they're
you got, like-
supermodels for like 5 or 6 years, and then they just turn into babushka.
Yeah, dude. Then they just wrap themselves up in a blanket like a fucking cocoon.
Like,
I mean, I think that's
it.
massively like mean and true. You know? So,
Yeah. Cool.
It's okay to be mean if it's true.
Yeah. I mean, I've never, to caveat that, I've never met an unattractive woman from Eastern Europe.
Wait, unattractive?
Unattractive.
Yeah,
Never met an
they
They
unattractive.
exist, though.
Under the age of babushka.
Right.
Well, I guess you haven't met my trafficker because he keeps sending me these fucking cows.
Oh. is that a under the bar, a lower the bar joke?
was.
Was that what that was? Was that what
a
that
little
was?
bit. It was like,
Okay.
You saw his eyes twinkle. He
I
couldn't.
did. He went, yeah.
couldn't
You,
help it.
why are you debasing yourself? Like, let Austin have the game that he
I
plays by
wanted to take
himself.
some heat off Austin.
Do you feel good?
We all play this game.
You threw yourself onto a pyre. Is it?
I feel warm on this pie.
We all play this game, and you should too.
You should get into this.
Yeah.
Cheers.
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 I hate all of you.
Yeah, love you more.
I'm drinking soda water and bitters like a fucking dork.
Hey, you're doing great.
You're doing great. We love
You
you.
are awesome, man.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Ain't nobody need to judge your journey. You're on it.
So he met this girl, like in the school newspaper, but he was like too
Like he was
nervous.
reading the school's newspaper.
No, he was running the school newspaper.
He obviously worked on the school
yeah,
paper.
of course he did.
Well, I thought
Come
it'd
on.
be funnier if he was just reading and like he was like, I met this girl in the paper.
Well, like
Like he was just reading about her. He's like, "Where's this girl at?"
then he cut her picture out of the paper and put it in his pocket, and he shows it to her as a photo to his friends. Be like, she goes to a different work camp.
Yeah.
And she was gonna visit, but
She's
she has
in a different gulag.
Yeah, she's in a different gulag. She was gonna visit this weekend, but she has to go model for what was Stalin's title? Chancellor?
Yes, I believe
God,
so.
we're fucking stupid.
Soviet
never said I wasn't-
cosmopolitan.
Yeah, I gotta go model for Soviet Cosmopolitan. She's gonna
It's-
model for Soviet Cosmopolitan, or she would have been here. She goes to a different school. You wouldn't have met her.
It's
one of those.
cosmopolitan with a K.
You
Nice, nice. That's really good. Yeah. Anyways, he was too nervous to ask her on a date, right?
Sure. He
around
comes
the same-
soft. Of course, he was too nervous to ask
Yeah.
her on a date.
So
He comes soft and not at all.
the same year, same time really,
ED baby.
Chikatilo jumped on an 11-year-old friend of his younger sister and wrestled her to the ground. We don't know why he did this, but he did. And he ejaculated in his pants as the girl was struggling in his grasp.
And he figured out what made it work.
Andre.
He was like, "That made it work."
Yeah. So, by the way, like part of my research on this episode is the comedian Dan Cummins. He's got the Time Suck podcast.
What
It's
a
very,
name.
very good. Listening to it, and his joke from that, which I love so much, is nicknaming him Sticky Zipper. Gotta throw out
God,
some.
I hate that.
Gotta throw out some props to Dan on that. I
Dan
did not
Cummins-
come
job,
up
Dan
to.
Cummins.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
one of
really
my
good.
favorite stand-up comedians.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
Sticky zipper.
Now, following his graduation, Chikatilo applied for a scholarship at Moscow State University, which is like one of the biggest schools that they had.
They have bread.
They have two schools.
Especially back then.
Yeah.
Although he passed the entrance examination with good to excellent scores, his grades were not deemed good enough for acceptance. Chikatilo claimed his scholarship application was rejected due to his father's tainted war record. His dad had been branded a traitor for being taken prisoner by the Germans. Isn't that fucking harsh?
Yeah.
So
That's
like
some
he got
1940s Russia for
out
you,
of like a POW
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
And then like got to re-enter society, and the entire community shunned him because he was taken prisoner.
Look, I don't. All right,
You should have shot yourself, comrade.
Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
I feel like we're bordering on feeling bad for Chikatilo's dad, which I want to maybe.
I feel
put a pin-
horrible for Roman
Why?
because
You're on a first name basis. with
Yeah,
this
this is
motherfucker.
like your buddy.
Look, his
His
dad
nuts are bad.
was a good person.
No, his nuts are
by
bad.
all
They made
accounts,
Andre.
and he accidentally made this monster.
I bet he
Could
was
you
a traitor.
imagine?
I bet he kikied it up with those Nazis. I bet he said, "Oh yes, you want to fucking maybe talk about my demon nutsack? I made the monster."
Anyways,
I prefer my soldiers who weren't captured to borrow from my favorite
now
president.
I'm bringing this up because this is Chikatilo's whole deal, right? Like he's the smartest guy ever, right? But the truth of the fact is that the other students had just performed better in a really highly competitive exam. It's like the only good university they have, and he lost
University they have.
due to his intellect. But
Yeah.
he's blaming his dad,
Right, sure.
Just setting that up.
Classic soft body nerd shit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to add on to that, he didn't attempt to enroll at any other of the universities. Instead, he traveled to the city of Kursk, where he worked as a laborer for 3 months in 1955. And then he enrolled in a vocational school with the aim of becoming a communications technician.
Okay.
Also, I'm glad that your dogs are barking in the background because that's just what it sounds like in Russia all
Yeah,
the time.
that's just Russia.
There's just dogs
Oh, yeah, for sure.
barking. Yeah,
There's vodka like leaking through the ceiling, and dogs are barking.
yeah. It's every building is a broken glass factory, and
Now, that same year, Chikatilo formed his first serious relationship with a local girl 2 years younger than him. On 3 occasions, the couple attempted intercourse, but on each occasion, he was unable to sustain an erection. So after 18 months, she broke off the relationship.
Man, she put
18
in
months?
18 months?
God damn,
Hang on, how
This
does
girl
anyone
was
know
in
that?
it.
Does he say that himself?
Yeah. No,
that
he
girl
talks,
was his hand.
I'm
like
giving
once
you
he
one
got
last
arrested,
chance for that
he
PP
talks
to work.
a lot.
It's
He's
been
that
18
type
months.
of serial killer,
This
right?
is it. We're
Yeah.
17 months and 29 days into this. If you don't get hard
We're
I'm
done.
calling it quits.
Yeah, we're done.
My money's on a Cartman Jennifer Lopez situation where like that 18-month relationship, quote unquote, was just like you would put a little wig on his hand and put lipstick on it, and he would like, yes, do you love me, Svitska? Yes, I love you, Andre. Let me try to have sex with you, and then it's fucking just him trying to pull on his soft
So
ass.
you're
butt
saying
the
that
whole
his
time.
own hand left him?
Yeah, dude. His own hand was so
It was
sick
like,
of
this
his
guy's too
lip.
depressing. I gotta get the fuck out
Like
of
he
here.
can't even brag correctly. So I'm dating this girl for
Yeah.
18 months, but I'm laying it down. Well, not really. We tried 3 times and it just didn't work.
but it's just the hand.
yeah.
Really, we tried it 3 times.
Just telling on himself.
Yeah. He's got soggy brain disorder, man. He can't lie, right?
So when he finished up vocational training, he relocated to the Ural city of Nizhny Tagil, I believe, to work.
You're doing great.
Thank you. On a long-term construction project. While living here, he also undertook correspondence courses in engineering with the Moscow Electrotechnical Institute of Communication.
Guessing he didn't do super well at those.
Yeah, probably not.
No, he's actually really good at construction.
Well, he worked.
Oh, well, because he had that long career laying pipe.
There we go. Good job. Good
Back home. Back home.
Wow.
Felt the setup. I decided to pause for that.
Setup, payoff. Right there, ladies.
Fucking comedy 101, buddy.
You're getting the game now, though.
Damn.
That bar, you just pull
Oh, yeah,
all
dude.
the way down.
Yeah, dude. My low bar is Andre banging his mutter.
So he worked here until he was drafted into the Soviet Army in 1957. He performed his compulsory military service between 1957 and 1960, assigned to first serve with border guards in Central Asia, then to the KGB communications unit in East Berlin.
This motherfucker was in the KGB, at least as like a fucking auxiliary
He's
support
like a
unit.
janitor.
Basically.
All right, but he's still in the KGB.
Listen to what I
sorta.
just said, though.
guess.
Like
Yeah.
he was literally like Coast Guard, and then went to the communications department of like a smaller unit. You know what I mean?
God, just picturing him in a building where they're torturing some fucking spy and doing all this crazy KGB shit, and he's just like, "Hi there, y'all."
Yeah, they do all that shit on sub basement 34. He works on the second regular floor,
Right.
cleaning windows.
So basically,
Right.
they never gave him a gun. Is
Yeah.
pretty much
They,
that.
they gave him like the wooden gun from the other guys.
Do you think it's possible that like fucking Putin and like Chikatilo were in the same room, or same building at least sometime?
Yeah, they actually gave each other hand jobs once.
Yeah, both just two floppy hand jobs.
Just
Yeah,
two
yeah.
fucking limp dicks, just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
is yours working?
So
No, this is
now, like in the military, his record was unblemished, and he joined the Communist Party shortly before his military service ended in 1960. Upon completing his service, Chikatilo returned to his native village to live with his parents, briefly working alongside them on the collective farm. He soon became acquainted with a young divorcee. Their 3-month relationship ended after several unsuccessful attempts at intercourse.
I was gonna
All these women keep giving him several opportunities to fucking jam it in there.
It's fucking Russia, bro.
That's true.
They got limited options.
Yeah.
After which, the woman innocently asked her friends for advice on how Chikatilo might overcome his inability to maintain an erection.
And those bitches told everybody, didn't they?
Yeah. But before this,
Hang on. You got to think of in his head, like he's just coming up with excuse after excuse. Like the first day, he's like, oh, yeah, it's just the first day. I get the jitters. Second day, it's like, oh, I ate a bad sandwich today.
I'm really tired right now.
I'm really tired.
Yeah. I've got a headache.
ate
Too much water in the brain.
Ate
You know?
a bad sandwich.
Too much vodka.
Like,
yeah.
You know, at the month marker, what's your excuse?
Have these people never heard of rough sex? Because, I mean, if he had just consensually choked one of these ladies, he might have just figured out, hey, you know what? I don't need to kill people.
Well-
I just,
Well,
you know.
unfortunately,
no.
See,
Oh,
you
I'm
say
sorry,
that.
we can-
See?
okay,
you
you know
say
what?
it.
that's
I'm
just
a-
not
you know,
how
I'm
ED
a-
works, you know?
Yeah,
I'm going to let
pretty
you
much.
tell the story.
Joseph, if you couldn't perform for 1 month, at the 1 month marker, what's your excuse?
If for like a month solid I couldn't,
Yeah.
I would kill myself. I'm sorry you didn't ask me, but I'm just throwing the answer
you
in the
would
room.
skip Blue Chew and go straight to offing yourself, Grant, after a month?
A month, I would have already tried the Blue Chew. I would have tried the Viagra. I would have tried anything.
So after a month of
You
Blue
kidding me?
Chew, you're like, nah, dog.
No, if you're taking Blue Chew and you're still not working, go to the fucking doctor. You got a ventricle issue.
I would also go to the doctor. yeah.
Okay,
I
you're
would try
thinking-
all the things.
So you're thinking a hellscape world where you've been cursed by some silly Greek trickster god, and they're just like, no more dick for you.
right,
Probably
right, right, right.
Dionysus.
And then it's death, yeah.
Oh, in that case, you're not getting a bullet to the brain, buddy. You have to live forever.
I'd say my month-long excuse would be like, it's probably the weed.
It's just
Too much
always-
weed.
Are you gonna stop? No.
Nah, I got anxiety.
Yeah, I got anxiety. You know what also helps with anxiety? Busting.
Coming.
You coming.
Sam,
That's
what you
true.
got? What's your like after a month? The girl's like, "What's wrong?"
Oh, if I'm dude, just after a month, have I done the Blue Chew and all that?
You've tried everything.
Oh, then I'm going with the fact that I apparently have to go on a quest down to Hades and find whatever deity
Steal
has
your
done this to
erection
me.
back from Persephone.
Yeah. That's how when I start my
Sam, how else do you get to Hades? A bullet in the head.
a bullet.
Boom.
No, once are we doing God of War rules or just any other Greek story rule where I have to find a cave?
You probably
All
have to find a cave.
I'm finding a cave.
I like the idea of Grant's suicide note being, I'll be back. But parentheses with my boner.
Yeah. With my boner.
With a hard dick. For sure.
Me and my dick will be back.
I'll be back to pound you later, baby.
Yeah.
So
My
this
excuse would be try harder.
Ooh, okay.
I mean,
Oh, and that's
That's the
deflecting.
Uno reverse card right there. It's your fault.
so gaslight. That's it. It took you. But honestly, I'm going to say congratulations for taking a month to getting to gaslighting. It took you a whole month to get there.
If my dick didn't work, that'd be the only resource I had.
Yeah, so it just
have you tried going to the gym?
would be emotionally abusing whoever is trying. The nice woman who's trying to give you a hand job.
Who's giving you a month to
Who's
pull
giving you?
through?
Who has been patient?
A month
and
of
kind.
spitting out your flaccid dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this woman.
Do you need Morgan's number? Do you have a campus number?
So this woman, sorry.
So this woman that was nice enough to stick around for as long as she did, he did manage to cream his jeans wrestling on her, right? Kind of
Okay.
like he did that little girl from
Yeah.
earlier,
It's,
right?
it's very
Right,
junior
right,
high. of
I
him.
really wish you hadn't said little girl again.
Well, it was a little girl, and he was way too old to be.
You're right. No, you're
Wrestling
right.
on her.
It was
To be
gross.
wrestling
But-
a little girl.
That
Yeah.
did confirm a preference in himself, right?
Right.
So he gets mad, wrestles around a little bit, and he creams his jeans.
So he didn't learn the good lesson from this.
No, he learned a bad one.
And he didn't implement that in any of his sort
It
of.
sounds like he did implement that.
Why not?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
He figured
We're
something
getting
out,
there,
man.
buddy.
Yeah. But as a result of all this, most of his peers discovered his impotence. In a 1993 interview regarding this incident, Chikatilo stated, "Girls were going behind my back, whispering that I was impotent. I was so ashamed. I tried
were.
to hang myself. My mother and some young neighbors pulled me out of the noose."
That's a shame.
And
Well,
she
I-
said, "Not till I'm done with you."
Jesus Christ.
You're not killing that
Very good.
dick.
Well, I thought no one would want such a shamed man. So I had to run away from there, away from my homeland.
Honestly, going back home was a fucking bad mistake.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You don't get born into some shithole village and then you're
Then go
like,
back.
yeah, and then you go back and you're like, everything's going to be different now.
Right.
Yeah, as someone who was born into a shithole village, you don't go back after you get
No,
out.
don't
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back
yeah,
home. It sucks. Even if they put in a Starbucks, it still sucks.
Yeah.
No, we don't. we
So
don't
after
get
several months, Chikatilo found a job as a communications engineer in a town located north of Rostov-on-Don. Rostov-on-Don. He relocated to the Russian SFSR in 1961, renting a small apartment close to his workplace. That same year, his younger sister, Tatiana, finished her schooling and moved into his apartment. His parents would relocate to the Rostov region shortly thereafter.
I feel like that was a mistake on Tatiana's part.
I think so too. Tatiana lived with her brother for 6 months before marrying a local youth and moving into her in-laws' home.
Oh, okay.
She noted nothing untoward with regard to her brother's lifestyle beyond his chronic shyness around women, and resolved to help her brother find a wife and start a family.
that wasn't his mom.
That was
not his
That was. Thank you, Joseph.
Now-
Also, poor girl. I mean, she's the incest baby, so she probably can't think too straight.
Nah, maybe not. But God damn it, Sam. So now here's an amazing story from this time period. It was caused by his nearsightedness and his obsession with stroking his forever whiskey dick. while on a lunch break out in the woods working on some power lines, he slinks away from his coworkers until they are out of sight, at least to him. and start smacking his floppy wiener around.
On his lunch break?
Well, on his lunch break at work.
Yeah.
Well within view of
Don't
his
nod
coworkers.
along, like-
Yeah.
He couldn't see them. They could see him.
No.
And they apparently just sat there and watched the whole show.
This poor guy trying.
Is
to
he
save
also
himself.
deaf? Because they have to be laughing. Or is it-
No, man, it's Russia. They're all very stern.
Dude, in that moment, I'd be like, oh my God, wait, hold on. Wait, look.
Yeah,
look,
yeah,
look,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
look, look,
I
look, look,
would
look what
also
he's doing.
probably stop what I was doing and be like, hey, look, Andre's
God, look.
jerking
Yeah,
off.
it's one of those like it's one of those slaps on the chest where your hand just stays there afterwards, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
both are just like frozen in that moment. And you
Yeah.
just like are staring at the thing.
Everybody's locked in.
100%.
on
Yeah,
his.
yeah.
off, but it's not getting up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hang on. Does he
Only
tell the story?
Indiana
Or the other-
Jones was relevant to make a reference.
Does it is he telling the story or are other people telling the story? in this
No,
case?
this is like, he was like one of the most, he is like probably one of the most infamous serial killers of like Ukraine and Russia from this era.
Yeah.
You know, so
And it's Russia. So being
all of
infamous
the
in
like
fucking ancient
coworkers,
Russia.
family
Right.
members,
Ancient,
like people from his hometown, everybody's coming out to speak about him once all the shit hits the fan. You know
Like,
what I mean?
I
So there's a
got another story.
lot of documentation, a lot of interviews and stuff that have come out about this guy. Research on this guy was really easy. I just Google searched his name and was like, oh shit, great. Like 9 awesome articles. The Wikipedia page is surprisingly good and several podcast episodes, you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
But obviously they mock him relentlessly
As you would.
forever.
Yeah. I mean, it's Soviet Russia. They're so bored.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Your coworker is where he was outside.
Yeah, so they're working on some power lines out in the woods.
Yeah. He didn't bother to go to like a porta-john or something like that. You know what I mean? And
No, he walked like through a clearing into the edge of the woods
Yeah.
to where he thought he
Dude,
was
take
totally
2 more
in private.
steps.
Take
Go
2 more
fully
steps.
into
What?
the woods.
Go into your fucking car.
I think he's already ditched his Coca-Cola bottle glasses just because he's embarrassed by them, and so he just couldn't see them.
Or he takes them off when he cranks it.
Maybe that's his job. Yeah, I don't know.
But you don't want to
his-
get him on
his
the
prerogative.
glasses.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So, but in 1963, Chikatilo married a woman named Feodosia Adnacheva, to
Or
whom
Theodosia.
he had been introduced by his younger sister. According to Chikatilo, although he was attracted to her, his marriage was effectively an arranged one, which occurred barely 2 weeks after they had met, in which the decisive roles were played by his sister and her husband. So this is a total just match-up situation.
You will love my brother.
There
He
was a
is
lot
so
of-
funny.
Yeah.
He's so smart.
His dick is crazy hard all the time.
He never stops talking. He's a perfectly rational,
He's
normal
he's super
individual with a
smart.
normal amount of water in his head.
Exactly. That bitch tit situation has really sorted itself out.
So this is just kind of like
He's
put
grown
on
into him.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, there's a lot of speculation at the time that he was gay because he couldn't get hard with women. He didn't like. He was very uncomfortable talking to women in like a romantic sense or whatever.
He
And at
will
the time,
never cheat on
obviously,
you. I
It was,
promise.
it was kind of like a death sentence to be labeled as gay back then, you know, in Soviet Russia, you know.
Yeah.
So he was just like, oh shit, a woman that's willing to marry me, let's do it. You
Yeah.
know, that kind of a thing.
Still not great in today Russia.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
Chikatilo later claimed that his marital sex life was minimal at that.
You don't say.
Yeah, right. And after his wife understood he was unable to maintain an erection, they agreed she would conceive by him ejaculating externally and pushing his semen inside of her vagina with his fingers.
Romantic.
Just
Hey, you know
mushing it all up
Just,
there.
just smashing
Hey, you know what?
it
That's
in
a
there.
woman that was willing to make it work. I respect that.
So, you ever like made a hot dog at home? And you really just want to put like some mustard on it. But there's like, and you just shake the bottle and you shake it and you shake it and shake it. You can't get any of the mustard out. So you just got to take the cap off and just like cram your hand down in there and just scoop it out with like the last with your fingers and just kind of like rub it on the hot dog. Like that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
And amazingly, in
Except in this
1965,
case, it's
It's a desperate lunch for you.
Look, man, I've been through some hard times.
amazingly in 1965,
You could just go to McDonald's and grab like a couple packets
I
of
wanted
mustard.
a hot dog.
I
McDonald's doesn't
wanted a
have
hot
dogs.
dog. I was drunk. I was 22. I didn't want to drive. Jamie, I was being responsible. You want me to drive drunk to a McDonald's for mustard?
I don't know what's less desperate, like just putting some water and shaking it up and putting like watered down
I'm
mustard.
not a fucking peasant. Watered down mustard.
right. But in this case, the hot dog is just a cold Russian vagina.
Yeah, Vajorin, yeah.
but amazingly in 1965, Feodosia gave birth to a daughter,
Nice.
Lyud Mila.
Oh.
4 years later, in 1969, a son named Yuri was born. Apparently, that was a better situation than what most Russian women had to deal with then. It was extremely common for men to get drunk and beat their wives. So, Slimy Fingers Limp Dick won that terrible race for a
I was
good
going to say, this guy
husband.
can't even beat himself.
Yeah, exactly. So she's sitting there being like, this sucks, but it's better than all my girlfriends. You know what I mean? It's better than what they're all dealing with. So
No. He might have to manually slather me, but other than that, it's like fucking fine.
yeah, exactly. Now, I'm assuming he eventually got tired of ridicule by his coworkers, so Chikatilo chose to enroll as a correspondence student at Rostov University in 1964.
Real quick,
Uh-huh.
do his kids look like him?
You know, I don't know. I never actually looked them up.
Because that seems like a relevant question.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, their kids never
You
popped
rubbed
up.
your sperm fingers
in the
in my
research.
pussy, and
Which,
now I have child.
In a
you
lot of
did
sense, makes sense to me in the sense that, like, if your dad ends up being like a massive serial killer, you probably just dip.
His
from the
Have
situation.
conceived
Whoa.
child.
his son does look like him.
does
Holy
he?
shit.
Yeah, like exactly
Yeah.
fucking like him. But he
Yeah,
also
that's a spawn of that guy. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
What's on his head?
his hair.
His head.
Yeah.
His
But
head
like,
is
look
on
how
his
big
head.
his head is.
What's under his lip? Is that a soul patch?
Yeah, kind
He
of.
looks like he's in the beginning stages of turning into a goddamn clicker from like Last of Us.
Yeah, but he also looks like he like makes music like Nick Cave, that I might listen to it.
he looks
He
like
looks like the
If that man released an album, I would listen to it.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
100%.
It's like either like real cool goth shit or it's like Apex Twin
No,
something.
he
Hey-
also looks like he has water on his brain.
I think,
it,
yeah.
it looks like he's like the villain
Must
of a
run in
John
the
Wick
family.
movie.
Yeah.
But like
Nice.
the mini villain of the John Wick movie, like
Yeah.
the
Not an
The
important
warm up
one.
villain
Yeah,
before
like-
he gets to
yeah.
the big boss.
Common or
Yeah.
what's the hot girl's name? Rose something from the third one.
I haven't seen the third one.
You haven't seen the third one? Oh, it's so good. There's this scene where he throws like 14 knives in one dude, just like
Fuck yeah.
over and over and over and knife and sorry, go on.
No, you're good.
I got distracted.
No, you're good. Keep going.
So he was studying Russian literature and philosophy. He obtained his degree in these subjects in 1970. So he started teaching
Nice.
Russian language and literature. And here we go again. Novo. Oh, shit. Let's see.
Take a
Novo Shaktukstinct.
So you're
It's
trying to
tough, man.
This is like it's like you're getting verbal hemorrhoids. Just take a
Commit.
breath
Yeah,
and
just
just
commit.
and just let it out.
All right. So Novo Shaktingst.
There you
Didn't
go.
that feel
Yeah.
better? Didn't that feel better?
good job, Sam.
That was like
All
a
right.
verbal bran muffin.
So, Chikatilo was largely ineffective as a teacher. Although knowledgeable in the subjects he taught, he was seldom able to maintain discipline in his classes and was regularly subjected to mockery by his students, who he claimed took advantage of his modest nature. It was
teacher has a small dick.
No, I'm imagining it, like the whole time he's just like,
I imagine it's huge. It just doesn't work.
Oh, is
Why
that
do you
worse?
want him? Why are you imagining it
yeah.
big?
Why are you picturing that?
I mean, I just feel
Why are
like,
you doing him that kindness, you weirdo?
Well, I mean, like,
Is it sadder if it's huge and it doesn't work?
a
You know
little
what I
bit
mean?
more,
no,
yeah.
I think it's sadder if it's tiny and like if it was small, at least it would work.
Yeah, you would
But
expect it to work if it's small.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it
Less
is Russia,
blood.
and it's always cold there, so it's just gonna be smaller anyway. But
I think
That's a good excuse.
I like to believe that it's real teeny tiny and it doesn't work because like even if it does get hard, it's still teeny tiny.
Yeah.
No wins. He gets no wins
So if
because
you ever do achieve an erection, you're like, cool.
I guess
My mushroom cap is hard.
yeah, the girl's
Great.
just like
See-
still not great.
I'm more imagining he's like talked like, yes, the Brothers Karamazov is a very good book, but it has women in it, and the women are terrible.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, all right, here we
I'm just
go.
waiting for the breaking point in this guy because
it's
so
coming.
far it's
So it was said that he was aloof and indifferent during lectures and creepy all the other times.
you don't
Sure.
say.
Yeah.
In May of 1973, Chikatilo committed his first known sexual assault during to one of his pupils. In this incident, he swam towards a 15-year-old girl. They all went swimming in a river, which is already problematic in my opinion.
Oh, you never went swimming with your teachers when you were a small child?
No, I didn't. I didn't do
Crazy.
that.
That's weird. That's so weird.
He swam
Aren't you from
towards-
Alabama?
I know it, right? Exactly.
Damn.
So
Damn. We
come on.
really brought it there. Damn.
Well, I mean, shit. I
As
come
we
from
should have, that's
some
where-
bad places, and I still didn't deal with this. He swam towards a 15-year-old girl and groped her breasts and genitals, ejaculating as the girl struggled against his grasp.
I knew it.
And that's actually where the movie Freaks and Geeks came from.
Oh, nice.
No, not Freaks and Geeks. Revenge of the Nerds.
Eesh.
Sorry, Revenge of the
Eesh.
Nerds. I didn't know. I don't mean to disparage Freaks and Geeks. Those are all good people. Revenge of the Nerds, movie about sexual offenders. So
Austin, as far as a ramp up is concerned, months later, Chikatilo sexually assaulted and beat another teenage girl.
And
who
creamed right in his jeans.
He locked her in his classroom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where he works?
yeah, you should wait till the
What a
story's over
fucking
before you make your jokes.
wet-brained idiot.
Yeah.
Just so they're more accurate, because that's not weird.
But it's coming.
He wasn't disciplined for either one of these incidents, nor for the occasion in which fellow teachers observed him fondling himself in the presence of his students. Apparently, during class, he just liked to fucking pool pocket himself.
Well, goddamn Soviet
Yeah.
Russia.
Right?
Weird. I actually had a science teacher who did that.
One of his, that's
I got a
creepy.
story.
Yeah, it was really creepy. Yeah, it was.
One of
It
his
was
duties at
unfortunate.
school was ensuring his students who boarded at the school were present in their dorms during the evenings. On several occasions, he is known to have entered the girls' dormitory in hopes of seeing them undressing. By Chikatilo's own admission, by the mid-1970s, his desire to view naked children drove him to loiter around public toilets, where he frequently spied on young girls. He also purchased chewing gum, which he gave to female children he encountered in efforts to initiate contact and gain their trust. It's known that he has sexually assaulted at least 3 girls that he encountered via this gum method.
In Soviet Russia, you'll give stranger candy.
Yes. So, are a few things up top. One, there are a couple of those points were plot points in Revenge of the Nerds. So, once again, the movie is fucking bad. 2, gum. How fucking what a bummer that Soviet Russia
situation.
must
You
have
can't
been.
even get like a crunch bar
You-
to get molested.
no, actual real candy. You're like your intro as a pedophile is fucking chewing gum, and that's how you can get a kid.
I'm
to
looking
hang
for
out
a
with you.
Snickers or like a King Reese's.
That's what I'm
over
saying,
here.
Dude, you need a
At
king
least.
size candy bar if you're getting fucking,
Yeah, little
mouth
kid
fucked or
yeah,
something by
dude,
some weirdo.
That's what I'm saying. Little kid Sam, like you took a decent kind of candy to be like, all right, let's see what you got in the
Yeah,
van.
You give me
Exactly,
a
yeah.
king size Baby Ruth, I'm getting in the van.
Right.
You're a
4
Baby
year
Ruth guy.
Yeah.
I
Caramel and peanuts. Huh?
love a Baby Ruth,
Yeah.
man.
If I was a
I think
kid,
it's a superior Snickers.
if I was a kid and approached by a creepy
It's a healthier
adult
Snickers.
male offering me gum, I'd be like, "Fuck you, guy!"
Yeah.
Like, no
Gum? No.
Gum?
Right.
6-year-old Sam would have told you to go fuck yourself if you tried to hand me a piece of Bubba.
4 full-size Reese's cups or nothing.
That's what
my
I'm
guy.
saying.
You
It's
know?
like you're trying to make a friend, buddy, and you're trying to give me garbage. No, I
yeah.
don't think so, dude.
Thanks, 90 seconds of pleasure,
Yeah.
and then something to spit out. Fuck you.
But you're saying that he was
That
hanging
sounds a lot
out.
like
Had a boy.
Oh, that's unintentional. Even.
Nice. High five.
Just how good I am.
You said he was hanging out in public restrooms, though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
imagine him just like hanging out in like the ladies' bath. I'm like, hey,
Just like, pretending to be a towel boy.
Yeah, I was about to say,
like,
yeah. What is
Hey, I'm
the-
a bathroom attendant.
Thank you. Bathroom attendant.
So number 1 or number 2?
No, he's
Number
like
2, gross. Get out of here.
Gross, no shitting in ladies' room.
Nah,
It's
I'm
like
pretty
he's
sure
like
this
a
guy's into shit.
yeah, probably he's like a horrible Soviet Chuck Berry.
So, in
pee
response
real quick?
to, hey, you want to pee? All right,
Okay.
yeah, let's take a break.
It's actually a woman, Jamie.
All right,
you
so,
fucking sexist shit. You've been hanging out with Austin too much.
Everybody ready on this?
Fuck you.
1,
I love women.
2,
3.
3.
And we're back in it, ladies and gentlemen.
We're back with a
Hey.
patented murder schmurder piss moment.
So, in response to the increasing number of complaints lodged against him by pupils, the director of the school summoned Chikatilo to a formal meeting and informed him he should either resign voluntarily or be fired.
Listen, Chikatilo.
One
you,
or two?
You have,
Yeah.
how do I say, raped several women?
He left his employment discreetly and found another job as a teacher at another school.
That's like a cop moving to another precinct
it-
after
it-
he
it's
shoots
like
the
that.
guy.
just about to
It's
say
like,
that.
no,
what the
it's like no, it's exactly like the priesthood.
No,
It's like
Yes,
both.
it is.
Exactly
That's
like the
exactly like
priesthood.
the
Which is
priesthood.
very
How many
similar.
professions are doing this shit?
right.
Those two for sure.
So hilariously, he lost his job as a result of staff cutbacks in September.
Poor Andre.
To the new place?
Yeah, to this new place. Yeah.
I like that he just got hired and they're like, we need to cut some staff. I'm going to start with him.
How many people are getting fired? One.
So his career as a teacher ended in March of 1981. Following several complaints of child molestation against pupils of both
God.
sexes. The same month, he began a job as a supply clerk for a factory based in Rostov, which produced construction materials. This job required Chikatilo to travel extensively across much of the Soviet Union to either physically purchase the raw materials required to fill production quotas or to negotiate supply contracts. So now he's got a job where he's kind of in a massive not necessarily corporation, but like there's a lot of people doing a lot of things,
There's a lot of interweaving pieces.
and he's traveling a lot, right? Okay,
Don't like
so
the sound of that.
we're building up. We're building up, everyone. So, in September of 1978, Chikatilo moved to Shatley, I believe, where he committed his first documented murder.
Getting into it. Yeah, because we didn't hear that at all.
That was quiet
I love
as
that.
fuck, you
I love
church
that.
mouse. Jesus.
No, that was kind
Did
of
something
perfect.
just happen?
I did,
really-
I did the best I could.
Damn it, you really broke the immersion of this Russian pedophile story.
You stood up, twisted away,
How-
and then opened your being.
However, will we regain the momentum that we had?
I was trying.
It was so
so
perfect
hard.
because it was just fell in the pause. It was just pause for effect. I loved it. So it's
Nice.
on the evening of December 22nd, he lured a 9-year-old girl named
God damn.
Yelena.
He's got it tight.
Hold him. Hold your goddamns. Just
Sorry, he said
Yeah.
9. I was like,
I know.
19?
9.
And then he
Nope,
said
9.
9-year-old.
I said 9 and then I went on to year. Yep. I know.
Yeah.
That's bad. He lured this girl to a dilapidated hut, which he had secretly purchased. So we've got a lot of motivation, a lot of preemptive
Wait,
shit
he
going
purchased a hut.
on here. He purchased a
He
hut.
didn't build it himself.
He had the
Yeah.
title for it.
You know what? This,
Tomato, tomato.
this is the most limp dick man I've ever heard
Yeah,
of.
dude.
Right?
Yeah, he paid for a hut. Just build the hut.
Build the-
Yeah.
it's mud and sticks.
Make a hut. It can't be that hard.
He's got no fucking work ethic.
He attempted to rape her, but failed to achieve an erection. Surprise,
Imagine
surprise.
that.
Yeah, right. When the girl struggled, he choked her and stabbed her 3 times in the abdomen,
God.
ejaculating while stabbing the child.
Oh.
And
That's a sentence right there.
I know.
And then like a motivational 80s song just started playing at the
Never gonna give me.
You're the voice
and
trying
it's
to
never gonna let you.
understand it.
Yeah, and then he just
Make
sort
a
of
noise and make it clear.
and he's like, wow, I get it.
In an interview after his 1990 arrest, Chikatilo later recalled that immediately after he stabbed her, the girl had, quote, said something very hoarsely, whereupon he strangled her into unconsciousness before throwing her body into the nearby Grushevka River. Her body was found beneath a nearby
just said
bridge.
river.
I know.
You could have just
He's
said
trying.
I'm trying
You
the
did-
Russian.
I
Russian's
appreciate
hard,
it.
man.
I
Russian's
appreciate it.
hard.
Russian's
man.
hard. Yeah, everything about Russian's hard. The people, the lifestyle,
The
not
language.
his dick.
I was gonna say
apparently,
this
though.
Russian's not hard.
Yeah, that's the makes him the most
softest thing in
un-Russian part.
Russia.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
You beat me to it.
So they
Anytime,
found her
anytime.
body. They found her body beneath a bridge 2 days later. Numerous pieces of evidence linked Chikatilo to this girl's murder. Spots of blood had been found in the snow close to a fence facing the house that Chikatilo had purchased. Neighbors had noted that Chikatilo had been present in the house on the evening of
They saw her.
December
They saw him
22nd.
toss her in the river.
Hang on, what year is this?
1981, dog.
Yeah, dude.
They don't even need forensic evidence.
Yeah.
no
No, this
modern
is,
technology. Like, yeah, we
this is-
saw him do it.
I've got an old Polaroid.
This is 1978. This is the
Jeez.
beginning of it,
Oh.
right? So this is the beginning of the 12-year spree that this guy is going on, right?
Damn, 12 years.
1978 to 1990, right?
And
12
they didn't
years a
catch him
rapist.
then. They didn't be like, yeah, there's blood on
Let's
the
make
snow
that
near
movie.
this house.
Yeah.
don't wanna
Well, there's
see
a
that
lot
movie.
of shit about that.
How many Oscars is that going to get?
I know none.
Right.
0 Oscars.
So they
Well,
found the
Weinstein's
girls.
out of the Academy now.
down.
Yeah, who are they going to get to? Weinstein is probably actively making that movie in
And
prison.
Unfortunately, Kevin Costner is playing the main role, as we've discussed earlier.
Oh no, see, we're doing Steve Buscemi.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
we're turning it into a comedy. Actually,
Now I'm
He
thinking of
just
like
got crazy eyes from Mr. Deeds playing this guy.
no, more so Austin. More so, I'm thinking fucking Steve Buscemi from Billy Madison, like smearing the lipstick.
this is why I'm the casting director, people.
Can we get a combination of the two? I would.
No, leave Sam in charge. Leave Sam in charge of the casting.
We got it.
So they found this girl's backpack on the opposite bank of the river, which indicated that the girl had been thrown into the river, right?
fucking lazy. I swear.
But a witness had given a police a detailed description of this person closely resembling Chikatilo, right?
How many other people look like him?
Yeah, he was this rat-faced fuck with obvious water bulging out of his forehead.
And
then-
huge tits.
yeah, and huge
So
bitch
this
And
kind
a
of
stain on his zipper.
this is the beginning. Nice. This is the beginning of a situation like that's going to happen over the next 12 years of Chikatilo sometimes actually doing pretty intelligent things to hide like himself from these murders, but also like police ineptitude. Also, it being Soviet Russia, the police had to like arrest someone very quickly. The judge had to convict someone very quickly just so they could keep the idea of communism to be strong and alive and all that kind of shit, right? So they're like quickly arresting the wrong people, quickly convicting the wrong people. And Chikatilo is doing a couple of things right here and there.
just enough to get
Just
ahead.
enough to evade and get ahead. And so he thinks he's the smartest goddamn dude in the world, you know? But despite all these facts that like there was a guy that looked like Chikatilo, that the backpack was like on the opposite side of the river of the hut that they had seen a guy that looked like him lure her into and everything like that, there was a 25-year-old guy named Alexander Kravchenko. Oh, God damn it. Kravchenko. Right, you're right.
Breathe it out.
Kravchenko.
Good.
Who had
Perfect. Beautiful.
previously served a prison sentence for the rape and murder of a teenage girl 10 years earlier. He got arrested for this. And they searched Kravchenko's home, and they found some spots of blood on his wife's jumper. Now, he's like 38 now, right? They found some spots of blood on his wife's jumper. And so they thought that that's what was going on, right?
And that's in plot twist. It was just your standard Russian wife beating.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I couldn't have killed this little girl. I was beating the shit out of my wife. She'll tell you.
And the cop's like, well, we are all beating shit out of our wives.
The
But
alibi
I have
seems
dead girl,
Right.
and you are here, so
alibi seems to check out.
right.
yeah.
So he actually really did have a really strong alibi. He was at home with his wife and some friends the entire afternoon. and neighbors of the couples were able to verify this. Nonetheless, the police, having threatened, damn it, that's so hard. Sure. His wife being an accomplice to the murder and found her friend to murder and her friend with perjury. They obtained new statements in which the women claimed that there we go, had not returned home until late in the evening on the day of the murder. Confronted with these altered testimonies, this guy ended up confessing to the killing. And so he was tried for the murder. And at his trial, he retracted his confession and maintained his innocence, stating his confession that had been obtained under extreme duress. So
Which probably was.
Well, for sure, it was. And the cops would be like, "Hey, bro, be cool, man.
Right.
We talked about
They're
this."
hitting him with a pipe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say, more like
Hey, man, help me out.
abusive situation. Yes.
Yeah. And like it was like talk to like the wife and be like, "Okay, so you say you're at home?
Yeah.
Maybe no."
So he was commuted to 15 years of imprisonment and eventually was executed by firing squad. But to be fair, this guy raped a girl 10 years earlier, so, you know.
It wasn't a completely innocent person that got
yeah.
capped.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not like they convicted Miss Honey from Matilda
Right.
of
Right.
the murder.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
What a specific example.
I was talking about Matilda earlier today.
You went there.
I think,
you went
yeah.
there so fast.
Yeah, I think about Miss Honey a lot.
She seems awesome.
She seems like a nice
so
lady.
I don't want to dig
Yeah,
into
she
that
seems
too
awesome.
much.
Oh, no, I think about it like a nice way. You know, like if I get sad, I was like, "Oh, Miss Honey."
So at this point, Chikatilo realizes that, like,
Okay.
All right, the three of you can fuck off. All right.
I just it's a very specific safety blanket you've built for yourself, and I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to tear it away from you. I just
She was nice to salamanders and orphan girls.
salamanders are cool.
Yeah.
so all this being said,
And orphans, I guess.
Pornhub.com.
Orphans are fun.
Miss Honey.
Chikatilo realizes that he's able to achieve sexual arousal and orgasm by stabbing and slashing people to death, right?
how it all starts.
And got away with it, right?
I think
That
it's
probably helps.
probably the
Yeah,
getting
that
away
probably
with it.
was.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And he
Burns
later
his
claimed
cigarette
that
to his
the
forearm.
urge to relive that experience
It's a nice
had
feeling.
overwhelmed him. But he stressed to resist those urges, often cutting short business trips to return home rather than face the temptation to search for another victim.
That's something.
How noble.
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
all
for sure.
courtroom bullshit.
Yeah, it's the same. It was the same lie, made up story when he was like talking about his girlfriend, quote unquote, he had for quote unquote 18 years when it was in fact Jennifer Lopez Russian hand.
So on September 3rd of 1981, Chikatilo encountered a 17-year-old boarding school student, Larissa Chak. Oh, God damn it, that's so hard. All right. Chikakencho. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Point at it.
Tkachenchenko.
To Chikinko.
Yeah, friend.
Just
Standing at a bus stop as he exited a public library in Rostov. According to his subsequent confession, Chikatilo lured this woman into a forest near the Don River with the pretext of drinking vodka and "quote unquote" relaxing. When they reached a secluded area, he threw the girl to the ground before tearing off her clothes and attempting intercourse. As Chakskinkofo failed to achieve an erection, he forced mud inside of her mouth to stifle her screams before battering and strangling her to death. As he had no knife, which he has a knife forevermore, Chikatilo mutilated the body with his teeth and a 6-foot-long stick.
Yikes, dude.
He also tore a nipple from her body with his teeth
Yeah, dude.
before loosely covering her body with leaves.
Yeah, he's like a fucking evil Tasmanian devil, dude. It's fucked.
And he didn't come during this.
Oh, he did.
A bunch.
Hard.
Whole bunch.
Yeah. Big
You
time.
know,
One might say buckets, dude.
it's not. It's just
Buckets.
Bad. It's bad.
you can't wait until you're like in there to like do all your fucking whatever shit. Like,
In where? What? are you looking for?
Yeah, actually, and I almost said, what are you looking
What
for?
are you looking
I'm
for?
confused.
What part of this is
Like,
upsetting you?
obviously
it
this-
should be all of it.
Obviously, I am upset, and I am upset by every bit of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
obviously, this guy can come, but
Yeah.
he does it like
But he has to do it violently.
yeah.
But he doesn't seem to have the sense of self enough to realize, hey, maybe I can do this violently without killing someone
Or to
in
like
a way that won't hurt them.
no, that's
really.
not the way his brain works.
Or-
I'm gonna guess there wasn't a lot of discourse about sexuality and
there's a fair amount of
Maybe, yeah, in
documentation that
Soviet
he
Russia,
thinks
probably
he's
not,
like
but, like-
ridding the population of bad people. He thinks like they're too stupid to like not see his ruse or that they're not worth.
water brain with a god complex.
Honestly,
Yeah, like
Fuck
this
piece
this
of
person
shit.
was
Exactly.
bad because they thought they could quotes relax in Soviet Russia, so they
honestly,
have to die.
that is my greatest
Pretty much,
fear. Is it's my favorite game to play. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think in most times, yes.
So 9 months after this,
I think I might have just gotten drunk, guys. I'm sorry.
he traveled.
just now.
He traveled by bus to the.
Real quick, I have to ask.
You have to.
He
Well, this is a relatively good point, I guess. In a lot of other countries in Europe, and I imagine at this time, it is still, how do I put this? It's legal and still, I guess, socially not a mute point to have consensual sex with 17-year-olds. And sometimes I would say even 16-year-olds. I think in some countries, I want to say it's Switzerland or France, where like I think the age of consent is 14.
I mean, the age of consent is 14 in some states in America.
Yeah, I would say it was probably
Is that right?
super commonplace. I
thought it
mean,
was just like
in the
18
United
across
States
the
at that
board.
time too.
State by state.
And we're going into late 1970s, early 1980s.
Yeah.
Ukraine, Russia. Well, I would imagine where arranged marriages are very common.
course.
I would imagine that teenage marriages and teenage age of consent is very common. So I would imagine 17, older man. He still has like this girl. I would imagine like, oh, let's go drink vodka in the woods.
Yeah.
She's still like, oh,
This could be a suitor. Yeah.
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 Well, yeah, despite the fact that he looks like a hornet's nest got kicked into the shape of a face, like
Andy's
she probably was like, okay, cool, we're gonna go into the woods and drink vodka and relax. I mean, she's a 17-year-old, I
Yeah.
assume, day laborer.
Right.
She knows what's going on.
Yeah.
She probably wasn't expecting to get fucking chewed on like a
My-
goddamn like
Yeah,
Kong
dude.
toy.
It's Soviet fucking Russia. It's horrible and bad
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody's having fun.
Yeah.
A stranger's like, hey, dude, want to go get drunk in the woods? And you're like, cool, because literally anything is better than what I'm about to do right now.
Right.
Sure, strange guy with free booze. I'll get drunk with you because
Exactly.
my life's horrible because I live in Soviet fucking
I guess
Russia.
my
And then
point,
he says, "Just you wait."
Yeah.
I guess my point being like
it can get worse.
if he just played it cool, he could have had a great time.
He could have had regular sex with an adult
Dude, he
woman.
already had like what,
He
3
can't
ladies?
get
Like
hard. He can't have regular sex.
Sex doesn't mean always P to V.
In Russia, it does.
Yeah, because everything's always bad. So he couldn't just be groovy and be like, I'm gonna.
I like how you use the term groovy.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, how's it going?
Like he can't just be groovy and be like, hey man, I might not get hard, but I can,
Eat that puss. Yeah,
I
sure.
can play
Yeah.
your cooch like a violin, and my
if you
tongue's
scream and
a silly
struggle
little
for me, I'll
bow.
come
You
like
have to
crazy.
think too,
Yeah.
though. Like
I got a
eating
nice
pussy
Bee
back
Gees
in
album.
those
Like,
days.
I-
Eating
I-
pussy back in those days was frowned upon.
Ooh, he's
It-
got a good point.
It
it?
was yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
were.
It was
you
the
were-
80s,
Seen
or it
this
was
week.
the 70s. It was the
but
hippie
he
movement.
But he also grew up in the 40s. You know, like
That's what I'm saying. He could have been groovy. He could have chosen to be groovy, but he did, instead he chose to be the fucking devil.
well,
There
I
were
mean,
lots of people eating pussy
For our
back in
listen,
the day.
what-
Yeah.
hang on. But also at the time, I don't know if you remember or if you remember, or if you are familiar with Dr. Kinsey and his work revolutionizing sexuality. But yeah,
Yeah.
prior to that, it was common knowledge, quote unquote, common knowledge, kind of like the earth is flat kind of shit. It was common knowledge that STDs were spread through oral sex and not through P&V.
People were still groovy and eating puss back then. I gotta believe that.
I don't think in Russia.
I think
though.
people were just wouldn't talk about it, but they did.
Yeah.
it.
don't. Think
Well,
They just,
duh.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could have just done it and been groovy, man. That's the whole
Stop.
point.
I want you to stop, but I don't want you to stop saying groovy. 'Cause it feels so wrong, but it feels so right.
All right,
Hey, man, just be groovy for
just
10
be
fucking
fucking
seconds.
groovy, dude.
So, anyways, after this, he travels by bus to another district to purchase some vegetables, which kind of alludes to how horrible this place is.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So he had to change buses, and he decided to just continue the journey on foot. Walking away from the bus station, he encountered a 13-year-old girl.
I just went up to bat for this guy, too.
And Lyubov,
Stop doing that.
who was walking
Yeah.
home from a shopping trip.
when it comes
The
to serial
two-
killers, it's a losing
Yeah.
battle. Every
We
Massively
almost
losing
always
battle.
talk exclusively about horrific people. You got to stop trying to do this devil's advocate BS.
It's-
I'm like,
it's weird
well,
and
what if he
unsettling.
was trying to provide for his family?
So the two walked together for approximately a quarter of a mile until their path was shielded from the view of a potential witness by bushes. Whereupon Chikatilo pounced on her, dragged her into nearby undergrowth, tore off her dress, and killed her by stabbing and slashing her to death as he imitated performing intercourse with a knife.
Jesus.
and a limp penis.
When
Hang
her
on,
body,
run that by me.
Yeah,
one more
it
time.
was the scene from Seven.
Hang on, he did what now?
It was the scene
so
from Seven.
he walked with her for a while till they were out of sight,
Got that?
dragged her into the
Yeah.
bushes.
Ripped off the dress, yeah.
Right, right,
Yeah, yeah,
ripped
yeah.
off the
Came.
dress,
Hang on.
stabbed her a whole bunch
Yeah.
in such a way that was imitating sex.
It's the scene from Seven.
7 sucks anyway. But still,
It's the scene from it.
stop, Sam.
Uh,
Stop.
You asked to double run it.
the
I asked Grant, not you. Okay.
They found the body. The medical examiner discovered evidence of 22 knife wounds inflicted to the head, neck, chest, and pelvic region. I know, it's horrible. Further wounds found on the skull suggested that the killer had attacked her from behind with the handle of the blade of the knife. In addition, several striations were discovered upon her eye sockets. That's going to become important. Following this girl's murder, Chikatilo no longer attempted to resist his homicidal urges. Between July and September of 1982, he killed a further 5 victims between the ages of 9 and 18. He established a pattern of approaching children, runaways, and young vagrants at bus or railway stations, enticing them to a nearby forest or other secluded area and killing them, usually by stabbing, slashing, and eviscerating the victim with a knife. Although some victims, in addition to receiving a multitude of knife wounds, were also strangled or battered to death, usually by a rock that he'd find.
Yeah, Jamie. Since you usually like playing devil's advocate for these guys, it's like this is like the scene when they're like coming into their own and like what are those like coming of age movies? This is like his scene where it's like a big montage of him trying on like dresses, but instead it's him brutally murdering a bunch of teenagers
Yeah, absolutely.
with
And children.
Avril Lavigne songs playing on in the background.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, I'm getting good at this.
Ooh wee!
Yeah.
I'm like
No.
coming into my own. Stab, 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 stab.
He's learning his stabbies. That's
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
sure. Many of the victims' bodies bore evidence of mutilation to the eye sockets. Pathologists concluded these injuries had been caused by a knife, leading investigators to the conclusion that the killers had gouged out the eyes of the victims. Chikatilo's adult female victims were often prostitutes or homeless women whom he would lure to secluded areas with promises of alcohol or money. He would typically attempt intercourse with these victims, but he would usually be unable to achieve or maintain an erection. This would send him into a murderous fury, particularly if the woman mocked his impotence. He would achieve orgasm only when he stabbed and slashed the victim to death. Chikatilo's child and adolescent victims were both sexes. He would lure these victims to secluded areas using a variety of ruses, usually formed in the initial conversation with the victims, such as promising them assistance or company or offering to show them a shortcut, a chance to view rare stamps or like Western films or coins.
Or a big weird bug.
Or a big weird bug.
Or a big weird bug.
or with an offer of food or candy. He would usually overpower these victims once they were alone, often tying their hands behind their backs with a length of rope, before stuffing mud or loam into the victims' mouths to silence their screams.
What was
What was that word? What was that word you said?
loam?
Loam?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is loam?
It's like halfway between mud and water. It's like
Yeah.
frothy, like weed debris.
Never once have I heard that word in
Seriously?
my life.
Yeah, it's
No.
like it's the muck you pull from a swamp.
Why don't they
Yeah.
say muck?
Because loam
Guess
sounds
loam
better.
is-
You just used the word loam to make me feel stupid.
Yes,
that's
I
what
did.
you did,
Yes,
and that's
what I
rude as
did.
fuck.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Can I ask you something?
Well, you're not the only one. Saying
Yeah, it's rude.
Did
Fuck you, Grant.
with these the eye gouging and the all this shit, was a lot of it like during the killing, or did he ever so when he was done coming and stabbing, did he just throw the bodies away, or did he mutilate them afterwards, or
Yeah, he did, and the eye thing actually comes up
a lot?
There's a weird aspect to all that.
Yeah.
Is it because his eyes are bad and he thinks he's Jeepers Creepers?
I just don't.
I'm ugly.
Like I can pop out my eyeballs and put in your eyeballs. Was it kind of that thing? It
I
just-
think he just doesn't want them to see him anymore in his fucked up penis.
Yeah. So basically, he kept doing this. So he encountered like a 10-year-old girl riding the bus to her parents' home and persuaded the child to leave the bus with him. She was last seen by a fellow passenger who reported that the middle-aged man had led the girl away firmly by the hand. He lured this girl to a cornfield in the outskirts of the city, stabbed her in excess of 50 times around the head and the body, ripped open her chest, and excised her lower bowels and uterus.
Kid, if you're listening
So,
to this, just
you should
don't go with strangers.
don't hang out with that guy anymore. Your parents were right. He's bad.
We were wrong.
We were wrong.
It's cool to be safe.
It's cool to be safe. Stop smoking those cigarettes, dude. You're going to be smoking them for the next
Trust
15
me,
years.
you actually want to stop that as soon as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Also, so I waiting for the kid to be off. Okay, you're done. All right, great. So did he? All right. So I'm assuming he's still like a weak, soft-bodied nerd. Did he ever get stronger, or is he just literally only having success because he's going after like children?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pretty rarely are they actually teenagers.
From
like,
the pictures we've seen, it looks like he kind of stocked up a bit.
A little bit. And again, he did do like adult women in this way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
usually they were prostitutes or homeless, so we can assume that they're emaciated.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like,
People who are already vulnerable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah.
with every other goddamn person we talk about.
And that Jamie's always trying to defend.
So,
House people and
You
legalized
wonder
sex
why
work.
you were picked to be killed.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm stressed out right now. I feel-
You should be, dude.
So-
Your reputation's on the line because you backed up old limp
Yeah,
limp
dog,
fettuccine.
you're a Chikatilo stan.
So he killed
Weird stand though. I will say, like, if you listen to this, like when I was a kid, like I wasn't, shouldn't have listened to like, let's say Eminem. Eminem was very abrasive.
Oh, I love that.
So-
Eminem.
What are you
yeah,
talking
same.
about? He was great
Yeah, but he also said a lot of very offensive things.
for sure.
Especially at a young age. You shouldn't. I wouldn't say that you should listen to, but I did, and I,
Yeah.
still love it to this
You're
day.
stronger for it.
And you turned out great.
But don't listen to this. This is.
This is bad.
I don't know if this will make you a better person.
It won't. It'll actively make you a worse person.
But you
Or
can
actually, hang
avoid
on.
creepy
Actually,
people.
I think about it. Maybe you should listen to it because now you'll know to not go with strangers.
Now you'll learn to know if you got wiener problems, just be groovy.
I was gonna say, if you got wiener problems, rape is not your crime, my friend.
Just be groovy and start
Yeah.
going giving
You know
head.
what's your crime if you got wiener problems? Shoplifting.
Yeah,
Shoplift from some
Shoplifting.
big box stores because
Yeah.
fuck them. Who you hurting
Yeah.
anyway?
Or buy a big truck, steal a big truck.
right.
yeah,
drive that bitch around.
graffiti.
Yeah.
Skateboard,
Graffiti.
break
Who
your
cares?
arm and then learn to be a
Loiter
better
for all I
skateboarder.
care.
Do some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out there, get into trouble.
Yeah.
Don't attack people
Right.
So,
Boom.
just a few months later,
unless they attack you first.
by January of 1983, 4 more victims had been tentatively linked to the same killer, right?
They're all covered in
Same
cum
MO.
and their eyes have been gouged out.
A Moscow police team headed by Major Mikhail Festioff was sent to Rostov to direct this investigation, which gradually became known amongst investigators as Operation Forest Path.
Okay.
They got an
It's,
operation.
I get it.
I was half expecting them to be like, it's the chupacabra.
This
Like,
is one of the better operations.
Like-
These goddamn Mexican chupacabras somehow got over
just
here.
like just whatever it well, like
fucking up
you know
our
like how
shit.
there's the Red Scare in America. They're just like it is the capitalist. Like just what
This is one of the better operation names we've had in this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes.
So Vestiev established a team of 10 investigators based in Rostov, charged with solving all 4 cases. In March, he assigned a newly appointed forensic analyst, Viktor Burakov, to head the investigation. The following month, this girl's body was found. Burakov was summoned to the crime scene where he examined the numerous knife wounds and eviscerations conducted upon the child and the striations on her eye sockets. Burakov later stated that, as he noted the striations upon this girl's eye sockets, any doubts about the presence of a serial killer evaporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chikatilo did not kill again until June of that same year, when he murdered a 15-year-old American girl named Laura.
So you took a break.
Now you went too
Sarkeesian.
far.
you went too
Wait,
far.
he murdered an American girl?
Yeah.
Now
In
you
what
done
year?
Fucked up.
Of 1983.
And we didn't carpet bomb all of Russia? What the fuck? That is genuinely shocking. to me.
That's one of ours.
Yeah.
I will say, like you said, 10 investigators. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because
So
like if
they're
there's
now,
anything,
they're getting on to it.
yeah, they're getting
right?
onto this. But I will say, like
At least they're trying.
for the
now.
United States, like whenever there's a serial killer, 10 investigators. The United States, as far as like serial killers go, we're not doing too hot when it comes
right,
to like
right.
hunting them down.
Was this after the American girl died or after the girl prior to the American?
So this is the girl prior to the American girl.
Okay, that's when they
Right.
called in the.
Right,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Is he the main investigator for the rest of the story?
He ends up getting replaced
Okay.
by a better guy, and this guy fucking rocks.
Well, this first guy is Stefan Skarsgård, and the spin.
He actually does a lot of good shit.
This guy, that's great.
Yeah,
No,
he does a
Stefan
lot
Skarsgård.
of good
That's
shit.
why he gets Stefan Skarsgård chasing after Steve Buscemi.
Okay, there we go.
But he's also drunk the whole time, and he's that's his like fun little character arc. Is like every
Okay, I
time
see
he
you.
goes
I
off,
see you. I see you. I see you.
He's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like always has a giant bottle of
Yeah.
like a comically large bottle of vodka in his
Yeah, yeah.
coat.
He's just drinking from the handle of.
Yeah, and he's got like a hamster thing on the end of it.
Yeah. So this American girl,
Like just licking it up.
Yeah, like that.
her body was found close to an unmarked railway platform near Shakti. By September, he had killed a further 5 victims by the time they found this American
God
girl.
damn.
The accumulation of bodies found and the similarities between the pattern of wounds inflicted on the victims forced Soviet authorities to acknowledge that a serial killer was on the loose. On September 6th of 1983, the public prosecutor of the Soviet Union formally linked 6 of the murders thus far attributed to the same killer. Due to the sheer savagery of the murders and the precisions of the eviscerations upon the victims' bodies, police theorized that the killings had either been conducted by a group of people harvesting organs to sell for transplants, the work of a satanic cult, or a mentally ill individual. Much of the police effort concentrated upon the theory that the killer must be mentally ill,
Pretty good guess.
homosexual,
Or
or a pedophile,
Yep, there we go.
and the alibis of all the individuals that had either spent time in psychiatric wards or had been convicted of homosexuality or pedophilia were checked and logged in a card filing system, like a literally index card,
They had a Rolodex
a literal Rolodex.
for the gays.
So
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like I was gonna say they're 2 for 3 on the whole pedophile and mentally ill thing, but if you look at
They
what
love
are we
homos
up
in
to
there,
now?
too.
20 bodies of like mostly young women who have been sexually assaulted clearly and mutilated. You could probably take a pretty good educated guess that this guy wants to fuck kids and he's got some screws loose.
Yeah. And I think and they're mostly women too that he's killed, right? At this point.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah. Does he kill any men?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lots of boys.
my
He
bad.
gets into a whole stint of boys.
Oh, okay.
Hang on,
cool.
but
Well,
by this
the
time,
real
has
boy
he killed
face.
any men?
No men.
so they just thought that like if you were gay, you hated women so much that you wanted to remove them all from the earth.
100%.
Yeah, that was what that,
That was a thought
And the
process.
whole time
Yeah.
this guy's married?
Oh, yeah, with 2 kids. Mm-hmm.
He has a job that takes him on the road.
He travels for work.
He travels for work.
Mhm.
Come on, man.
Wild.
That's why you should never trust anyone that travels for work.
So
Yeah.
they have their little card filing system.
They're all murderers.
Registered sex
I'll
offenders
back that opinion.
Yeah.
were all investigated, and if their alibi was corroborated, they were eliminated from the inquiry in general, right? So they're basically barking up the wrong tree and finding nothing. You know what I mean? Beginning in September of 1983, several young men confessed to these murders. Although these individuals were often intellectually disabled youths who admitted to the crimes only under prolonged and often brutal interrogation. 3 known homosexuals and a convicted sex offender committed suicide as a result of the investigators' heavy-handed tactics.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
As a result of the investigations, more than 1,000 unrelated crimes, included 95 murders, 140 aggravated assaults, and 245 rapes, were solved. So we've got a silver lining here.
Sometimes when you beat confessions out of your citizens, those confessions are legitimate.
Every once in a while, you get an actual confession.
Yeah. Every once in a while, but most of the time, sure, you're beating the Christ out of
Yeah.
a mentally handicapped person, and they're just
Right.
going to say whatever you
Right.
want to say.
So
And-
some bad shit happened.
yeah.
But them looking for this guy, they did solve a
They
lot of
accidentally
crimes.
solved some other
They
crimes.
accidentally
yeah.
solved a lot of other crimes. It was a moment of like, oh shit, we actually got to fucking work here.
We suck
Yeah.
at this job, guys. I don't know if you know this.
But there's like this one drunk dude who's like, I told you that if we beat people, we'd solve more crimes.
This whole time I've been saying to beat them.
So, as,
Christoph, did you do it?
Maybe.
Okay. I did.
so as police obtained confessions from suspects, bodies continued to be discovered, providing that the suspects who had been confessed could not be the killer that they were seeking. On October 30th of 1983, the eviscerated body of a 19-year-old prostitute was found in Shakti. She had been killed on October 27th, although the mutilation inflicted upon her body were otherwise characteristic of those found of other victims linked to this unknown murderer. The victim's eyes had not been gouged out.
He
2
forgot.
months, basically. 2 months later, on December
What was that
27th.
supposed to do?
Just wakes up in the middle of the night and it calls like, God damn it, I knew.
Man,
I didn't leave
See,
my mark.
I was thinking he was like in the middle of it, and he was like, "Shit, I left the stove on, didn't I?"
was I supposed to pick up Becky from soccer practice?
No,
All right, one more
that's
step.
not it. Just
Nah. The oven.
yeah.
He gets back home.
The eyes, god damn it!
No, it's so funny. You think you're forgetting something, then you remember, then you actually forget the thing while you're remembering.
Crazy.
So in January and February of 1984, Chikatilo killed 2 women in Rostov's Park of Aviators. On March 24th, he lured a 10-year-old boy, Dmitry, fuck the last name, away from a stamp kiosk.
Fuck
and-
Dimitri's last name.
Yeah, I mean,
The things that this boy went through, and you're gonna fuck his family name.
fine. Potashnikov.
Perfect.
Good enough.
Beautiful.
From a stamp kiosk in Novoshenkoletovsk.
This kid was buying stamps and he got fucking abducted. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, dude.
While
That was his
walking,
last act.
while walking with the boy, Chikatilo was seen by several witnesses who were able to give investigators a detailed description of the killer. When
But
this
no one
boy's-
stopped him.
No,
Right.
nobody
No.
stops him.
No
You-
one was like, this guy looks really fucking sus.
like he's really, but he's taking another fucking stamp collecting nerd off the
Again,
street.
this is
so.
communist Russia. Like, you don't, like, if you see
You don't make
something,
waves.
You
if
don't-
you see something,
you don't say
talk about
something.
it. Yeah, because like that's now your life. Like, you're about to get fucked
Yeah.
in general. You know what I mean? But when this boy's body was found 3 days later, the police also found the footprint of the killer and semen and saliva samples on the victim's clothing.
You okay over there, Bo?
They found the semen.
Yeah.
They found so much, dude. They found so much semen. It's not good for anything back then, though. It was like you can't test the semen. You're just like, oh well, we
found
got some of that.
And they
It's the
also
it's the same semen.
they
Hang on, can they test that at this point?
No,
no.
So
Well,
they just like
they can, and that's about to come up. It's actually pretty crazy.
so.
little twist
Sorry,
here.
there's a part of me that's just like there's less like one investigator's like, oh, that's semen. Like I know what a semen stain looks like. I make them all the time.
Listen, guys, the only thing we know about this goddamn maniac is that he eats a lot of pineapple. I need answers.
So he
Can we test it? No, I'm just telling you that
I'm
semen.
telling you for real. This is semen.
just a few months later, by the end of
Yes,
July,
Vladimir.
he had
that is
killed
semen.
3
I know what
additional
semen
young
looks like.
women between the ages of 19 and 21 and a 13-year-old boy. In the summer of 1984, Chikatilo was fired from his work as a supply clerk for the theft of 2 rolls of linoleum. The accusation had been filed against him before, and he had been asked to
Sorry,
resign
the most
quietly.
boring floor.
I know.
Yeah.
But he
That's what
refused to
gets
do
him?
so.
Linoleum.
And he was denied of the charges. But then he found another another job as a supply clerk in Rostov in August 1st. On August 2nd, Chikatilo killed a 16-year-old girl. God damn it. Natalia Glavostrovskaya.
Either you put the names in and say them, or you don't put the names in at all. Great. You just say you did this to your fucking self.
Thank you.
He
Sam.
also killed another 17-year-old girl.
Respect the victims, okay?
I'm trying, man. I'm trying so hard.
You could have just said a 19-year-old female. You could have put that in your outline. This is your outline.
That's
You wrote
true.
this.
That's true. So he continues to kill so many more fucking people. And a lot of these names I can't pronounce. And it's insane how many people he continued to kill.
Do you have the names?
He killed. Yes.
If you do, Sam, can you just read
All
them?
right, fine.
Sam?
That's right.
No, yeah. Where are we at? Which ones?
All right, fine. On August 2nd, Chikatilo killed a 16-year-old girl, Natalia.
That's a ridiculous fucking ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Golosovskaya. Golosovskaya.
Goloskovskaya.
Say easy.
In the park of
Goloskovskaya.
aviators. On August 7th, he lured a 17-year-old girl, Lyudmila.
Alexeyeva.
Nope.
Alexeyeva.
That's fine.
Alexeyeva. Yeah.
To the banks of the Don River in the pretense of showing her a shortcut to the bus terminal. Alexeyeva suffered 39 slash wounds to her body before Chikatilo mutilated and disemboweled her.
Jesus Christ.
Eventually,
Why aren't they
Bowels.
hanging around goddamn bus stations and train depots looking for rivers?
This is Soviet Russia.
But still.
The whole country's a bus stop.
her body was found.
No.
Her body was found the following morning. Her excised upper lip inside of her mouth.
God.
Fucking shit, man.
Real quick,
Say
I
that
gotta ask.
again?
Like, it sounds rough to ask, but when you say someone's disemboweled, it sounds fucked up. But what does that mean?
It means their guts got cut open and their bowels were taken out of their bellies.
Ah!
Yeah, dude. It's a
The
bummer.
big snaky fucking large intestine just fucking spilling
And
out.
someone
Yeah,
like
yeah.
takes them out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did they're disemboweled. It's exactly what it means. You're boweled normally.
you're
You walk around boweled. You are currently boweled, but when you are disemboweled, they're not in there anymore.
Right.
Yep.
It's like a big old thick spaghetti.
So he cut off her upper lip and shoved it in her mouth. What the
I think it's speculated that she bit her own upper lip off.
Oh, like in sheer panic while she was being. I
pain
mean,
and
maybe.
panic,
Yeah.
Ah!
God, that's worse. I think.
It's hard.
Yeah, that sounds
It's
worse.
worse. It's so much worse. Really, it is. Hours after this murder, he flew to Uzbek capital of Tashkent on a business trip to purchase electrical switches. By the time he returned to Rostov on August 15th, he had killed an unidentified young woman and a 10-year-old girl, her daughter, within 2 weeks. The nude body of an 11-year-old boy named Alexander Chappelle was discovered on the banks of the Don River, strangled and castrated, with his eyes gouged out, just yards from where the mother from earlier had been found. And there's another one as well.
Oh my God!
Like, it's just the same bank in the same park. The park.
And
of
how
aviators
all
in
close were
Rostov.
these all together?
Like back to back to back.
Like within like a few months, or like
It's weeks, right? This is like
We're,
in between
we're,
weeks.
we're talking like some is within a couple of weeks, some is within a couple of months. This one was within just a few hours from it. Like he's going on like a goddamn spree,
like
right?
full berserker, like
Yeah.
just like going crazy. Yeah.
But on September 13th, 1984, Chikatilo was observed by two undercover detectives attempting to talk to a young woman at a Rostov bus station. The detectives followed him as he wandered through the city, trying to approach women and committing acts of frauderism in public places.
You're accused of fraternising in public places.
Frauderism.
The fuck's
Is
fraterism?
he like playing with his dick and balls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. That's a good word for it. I like fraterism.
Pocket pool.
I'm gonna go.
This boy is doing some pocket
Pocket
pool.
pool.
I'm gonna
Just doing
fraterize
the-
myself later.
This little pant pocket, little jerking it. You know, I know it's rough. I told you it was rough.
You warned us.
Upon Chikatilo's arrival at the city's central market, he was arrested and held. A search of his belongings revealed a knife that's about like almost 8 inches, and several lengths of rope, and a jar of Vaseline. He was also
I was baking a cake.
a rope cake.
He was also discovered to be under investigation for minor theft at one of his former employers,
Oh,
which
they got him on
gave
theft. Got him.
which gave investigators the legal right to hold him for a prolonged period of time. Chikatilo's dubious background was uncovered, and his physical description matched the description of the man seen walking among several of his previous victims, right? A sample of Chikatilo's blood was taken, the results of which revealed his blood to be type A, whereas the semen samples found upon a total of 6 victims murdered by this unknown killer thus far had been classified by medical examiners to be type AB.
Can't that happen though?
Yeah,
It can happen.
This whole case discovered the fact that can happen.
Whoa!
Yeah, dude. He's the world's shittiest X-Men,
Now
dude.
this is something I didn't know. You're telling me that your sperm DNA can be different from your
blood DNA.
It's
Yes,
super
yes.
duper rare. This guy,
Really?
literally, his powers are not having an operational dick, and his nut is a different genome than his blood.
Yep.
Wild.
100%.
Those
This
are
is
his superpowers.
This
That's
is like
insane.
this is a 1 in a million case. Like literally.
I had no idea that that's
Yeah.
a thing.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
This is why he eluded for a while longer. I mean, this is like 6 years, 7 years into
That
his
is
spree,
crazy.
and he
Like-
got away with it because of this shit.
Yeah, I would love to blame Soviet incompetence on 100% of this, but a little bit of it was somebody trying to do their job, and then him being just the
Lucky.
most incorrectly
Stupidly lucky.
assembled
Yeah.
human being. Yeah.
Amazing.
like they're like, we have your DNA, and he's like, damn, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And then like, actually,
Doesn't match.
and then he's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it doesn't.
I guess, yeah.
Since they brought him in, Chikatilo was found guilty of the theft of property from his previous employer, the fucking linoleum charge, right? His membership of the
that pisses me off. Just the word linoleum pisses me off.
His membership of the Communist Party was revoked, and he was sentenced to 1 year in prison. He was released from custody.
He got kicked out of the Communist Party.
Yeah.
You're not communist enough for us. You stole from us.
Yeah, dude. If you steal anything, you're stealing from the Communist Party.
Right.
How about you go off to the capitalists, you son of a bitch?
He was released from custody on December 12th, just serving 3 months. He was arrested for a year, served 3 months, and was released. But on October 18th, 1984, the head of the Russian Public Prosecutor's Office formally linked 23 of Chikatilo's murders into one case and dropped all charges against the mentally disabled youths who had previously confessed to these murders, right? So now they're linking everything together. Upon his release from prison in December of 1984, Chikatilo found new work within the supply department of a locomotive factory in a town I don't want to pronounce right now, and he kept a low profile. He didn't kill again for almost a year.
For him.
Take a break.
Yeah. But in August of 1985, he went on a business trip to Moscow. He encountered a 18-year-old woman standing on a railway platform and lured her off a train into a thicket of woods close to to a nearby village where she was bound, stabbed 38 times in her neck and chest, and then strangled to death.
Wait. Stabbed 38 times in the neck and then strangled to death.
Yeah, so at this point, he's figured out how to lightly stab people without killing them.
God damn it.
He's laying there getting stabbed fucking over 3 dozen times, and then he fucking strangles you.
Yeah.
I don't know why you like this guy so much, Jamie.
Yeah, dude,
seriously,
that's kind
why
of
do you
fucked
like
up,
this
man.
guy? He sucks. He sucks so hard.
So stressed.
I'm upset.
Yeah, you should be fucking stressed. You hitched your horse to a weird wagon, bub.
Yeah, that I Heart Chikatilo shirt you're wearing is in really poor taste.
Yeah, dude, the fucking bumper sticker with his face with hearts for eyes, but they're anatomically correct hearts is feeling kind of weird now, isn't it?
A bumper sticker that says Chikatilo's understood. Really now it doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a lot of sense
So-
now.
No.
At this time, the cops thought that the killer had traveled by airplane, but Chikatilo was actually traveling by train.
Who are these fucking cops?
Yeah, I know. They're struggling.
I think he traveled by airplane.
But in November of 1985, a special prosecutor.
There had to be one dumb cop in the room who's just like, I think it was by a hot air balloon.
I mean, how does he get to all these places all at once?
So in November of 1985, a special prosecutor, Isa Kostoyev, was appointed to supervise the investigation, which had, by this stage, expanded to include 15 procurators and 29 detectives assigned to work exclusively upon this manhunt. The known murders linked to the manhunt were carefully reinvestigated, and police began another round of questioning of known sex offenders and homosexuals, unfortunately. The following month, the Milistaya, or militia if we're Americans, resumed the patrolling of railway stations around Rostov, and
About fucking time.
and plainclothes female officers were ordered to loiter around bus and train stations.
That's a shit job.
God, that's such a fucking bummer. I'm also like surprised they had like female police officers.
Right. But at the request
How
of
progressive, right?
Yeah, good for them.
Burakov, police
Good for you,
also
Soviet Russia.
took the step of consulting a psychiatrist, Dr. Alexander Bukhanovsky, the first consultation in a serial killer investigation in the Soviet Union. All crime scene and medical examiners' reports were made available to Bukhanovsky upon the understanding he would be able to produce a psychological profile of the unknown murderer for these investigations.
Nice.
Right.
And this is after the FBI has already had their criminal profiling branch.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, hey, why don't we try that shit?
Right. In 1987, Chikatilo killed 3 more times. On each occasion, the murder took place while he was on a business trip far away from Rostov. And none of these murders were linked to the manhunt in Rostov. Chikatilo's first murder in 1987 was committed on May 16th when he encountered a 12-year-old boy at a train station in the Urals of Revda.
Guy loves trains.
This boy was lured from the station with the promise of sharing a meal with Chikatilo.
So he moved on from gum.
He was, yeah, right. Hot food.
Moving on up, dude.
He was murdered in the woodlands close to the station, although his body would remain undiscovered until 1991. In July, he killed a 12-year-old boy in the Ukrainian city of Zaporizhia. And on September 15th, he killed a 16-year-old vocational school student in the woodland outskirts of Leningrad, really close to that school.
Oh my God. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. This is a lot. It's fucking heavy. Oh my God. Okay. We're all gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. And we're gonna finish this together. I'm gonna come back. You can come back. I mean, they're coming back. Okay, we're all fucking coming back. Anyway. Tune in next time for part 2 of Murder Schmurder.